something.
Ayahuasca.
Something.
Yeah. So that's, you would also, and correct me if I'm wrong, and certainly you have your own sources, but you had floated this idea of Packers-Steelers in the opening weekend, which would be in Pittsburgh, which would mean no home opener once again on opening weekend in Green Bay for the 7th consecutive year. Is that, do you feel like, I don't want to put you in a Ben Bruss type of spot here, but do you feel like there's a groundswell of that being a possibility?
It has. Now, again, I don't know
across your desk.
If anything has been announced. No, I'm just looking at it from the league wants to maximize its matchups. And I think Green Bay and Philly later in the season, Monday night, both teams are expected to be really good, should be contending for an NFC championship. That makes a ton of sense. What Detroit's going to end up doing, where if you're going to end up putting a Green Bay-Detroit Thanksgiving Day game, all of those things should be fun to kind of watch and shake itself out. But with this, you dream from an NFL executive standpoint of being able to have this storyline, and you don't want to waste that. Because if things go south and Pittsburgh stinks, or if someone gets hurt, Pittsburgh-Green Bay is sexy regardless, but Pittsburgh-Green Bay on the return, the return of Aaron Rodgers against the Packers, that's as good as it gets storyline-wise. You don't want to blow that. So it'll be in September. I would think the Sunday night or Monday night makes a ton of sense to really get everybody's juices flowing. And I'll be shocked if that game is not – if that game gets announced as being a November or December game, I'm thinking Aaron Rodgers isn't going to play. That's what I'll be thinking if that's how it shakes itself out.
Nice Lobo shirt, by the way, from Coach Eck. I'm envious. Nice. Good for you. Did you see him, or did you send that in the mail?
Are we on YouTube? No.
We're up and running.
Atta baby jelly.
Hi to everybody
or
who's
Juicy
been waiting.
Or whoever they're calling you.
Juicy.
Well, that was what the YouTubers. I got to see the little script, which is nice.
All right. So where do you want to begin?
So there's a bunch of stuff. Obviously, the Jayden Reed stuff is eye-opening. I think the whole receiving core, and this is why that cute little story that, remember when everybody was a rookie, was so fun. And I said, oh, wait a second. Just watch how this unfolds. People emerge. There's going to be – it is a drama that is going to continue to unfold. And only with these two young guys being put in that room, your coaches are going to be tested in big ways. We'll get to that. But I have to go – obviously the NFL schedule is important. We just made that announcement. You just made that announcement watching Good Morning America. Great show prep.
You're welcome.
This is all driving around last night in my Chevy Tahoe from Zimbrick. The Mavericks win with a 1.8% chance. And I do believe the Mavericks are going to offer up Cooper Flag for Giannis. I do. Saw it on Get Up this morning on my – how about this? So it's called Screenager. Have you heard of this, Jesse? Cable's out at the house.
No.
Eleanor. So now I'm watching Get Up on my phone like a psychopath this morning.
You were
Baby
watching
phone?
on the baby phone?
Baby phone. I don't have any cable. We don't have cable at the house now. I don't know what the hell's going on. Whatever. Eleanor starts calling me a screenager. Have you heard that term?
I have not.
It's a really good term, actually. She's witty. So I'm screen aging it, and Greeny...
Wait, did she come up with that, or is that
I
out
have no
there
idea.
now? Like,
Jason,
that's cap
I don't know.
And
I don't,
nonchalant.
Is nonchalant a young
That's a new
person's
thing
term?
that kids are saying. Yeah, nonchalant. They've rediscovered that word.
That's a great word.
It's a fun word.
Greeny put it out there. Who says no? And I think if this happens... Again, I am of the point where... the Milwaukee Bucks, under no circumstances, should openly shop Giannis. This has to come from Giannis. But if Giannis says, I think it's best for us to move forward, you couldn't ask for a better scenario. Get a first and Cooper Flag. Do the Mavericks do that? They'd be crazy not to. And I think from a Bucks standpoint, it would. If you're going to move Giannis, this is the best scenario under the situation you're in that you could get. So if Giannis does this, I'm on board with trading him to the Mavericks. What say you?
Well, what didn't you say yesterday? And again, I have not been following this as closely as you because I'm not an NBA insider. Don't the Spurs have 2 first-round picks?
Yeah, but they don't have the first.
I understand, but the better scenario
let me tell you
would have
this,
been
Big,
had they
big
won the
drop off
lottery.
between 1 and the rest of the
If
picks,
the
according to
Spurs
everybody.
had the first overall pick, Giannis would be going to San Antonio.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Right,
That
and
didn't
the better
happen.
scenario. The better scenario would be for them to have gotten it, and you get both their first round number 1 overall and their other one.
And probably even more. Here,
Right.
I think because Cooper Flagg is viewed as this generational player, Dallas has to look at it. Anthony Davis is old. They have to look at this as a win now. Giannis would love it because there's no tax. Again, I haven't heard if Governor Evers has offered the tax exemption to Giannis yet. I would hope that that's something in his annual budget that he's going to be looking at doing. Good Morning America. Tell me if it happens, Jason.
I'll keep you posted, yeah.
This would make, from a Bucks standpoint, post Giannis, which we don't want to have happen. I am not shopping. I am not. If I'm John Horst, I'm not calling Nico and saying, "Yo, I want Cooper. It'll give you Giannis." I'm not doing that. But if they call and Giannis says it's time, this is the best scenario you could possibly find.
So you're not shopping Giannis.
I
but
am
we
not.
have Jaden Reed unhappy with his role. We have Packers games. We're a Packers-centric show, and you have commandeered the start of the show to say that Cooper Flagg to the Bucks is a best-case scenario if Giannis is open to wanting to leave.
Tell me a better scenario. Going and trading him to the
Giannis
Rockets.
staying with the Bucks.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Cooper, I like everyone. That's great. Cooper Flagg, very, very good in his 1 year as a college player. More than held his own while he was playing with the Olympic team, right? When he was at the tryouts, he didn't obviously make the team, but he was as a high school senior. Wasn't that the case with him?
I don't know. I don't know.
You're the NBA insider. You just said he's a generational talent.
I'm telling you
I thought you'd have
right
that
now,
information.
NBA executives are swooning about what this cat can do. The Mavericks are basically, I mean, it's now the draft lottery is rigged. The Mavericks were given, hey, you trade your star to the Lakers, get that big market, another star, and wink, wink, we'll take care of you. Don't think that happened, but I'm just telling you what Twitter says and what people are thinking. It's like the Patrick Ewing to New York way back in the day. So now you're looking at it, and if I'm Dallas, if you can pull Giannis out of Milwaukee, and this would be something that should entice the Milwaukee Bucks if this is the road that they're going to go down. That's all.
So are you hoping is stronger than the word I want? I don't know what word I want. Something more than open and less than hoping that this would be the scenario that plays out? Because when I said I would rather have Giannis than Cooper Flagg, who is an unproven commodity
Completely
and a
unproven.
19-year-old dude,
Let me ask you this.
Is it?
Before I answer your question, I'm going to will do this.
Yeah, I love it when you do that.
Do you believe that Giannis, in the scenario we're in, up against the cap, apron, no draft picks, can this team win a championship under these circumstances?
No, not while Dame is out and they're carrying $54 million of him not to have him play because of the injury.
Okay.
Sure looks like the Boston Celtics are going to have a big problem. Oh, and look at that. Nick in Boston thinking the same thing. With Tatum's injury potentially keeping him out next season, the East is wide open. They got to do anything to keep him. Yeah.
To keep Giannis.
To keep Giannis.
That's what Nick's
I'm with
saying,
Nick
yeah.
in Boston. Like, is Cooper Flagg going to enter the league and then lead them to an NBA title in his first year?
No, he's not. But you're going to, at this point, you either are looking at it, can we get the Giannis train back on the tracks to at least chasing a championship. Because right now we're not chasing a championship. We're not even getting out of the first round. We haven't.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Do you want the hope and the because as Giannis gets older, the value of Giannis is not going to be higher. He'll always be a star.
Well, you sure sound like you're arguing in favor of moving him.
I think we have to look long and hard at where we're at.
Were you Goody?
I want to see what this can look like. Yeah, Giannis. Now again, Sham's report wasn't really a report. We all agreed on that. I said after the Bucks got beat that this is going to be the first offseason that I'm very nervous that Giannis is going to want out.
You did say that.
You don't want to get caught with your pants down. Okay?
Well, no, that's never appropriate.
So pull your drawer, pull your pants up, put a belt on, and let's look at this thing long term. Is Giannis with no draft picks and a bunch of old I don't want to say washed because I'm not going to do that, but you're going to have to reboot. If you can do that around Giannis, I'm on board. I'm nervous that Giannis is going to say, and all of a sudden now you miss out on the opportunity to reset your franchise. Do you want to reset or do you want to chase? They're both options. It's like Vegas, baby. You can either say, I'm going to take my losses, I'm going to move on, or I'm going to chase. And you know what? Sometimes you chase and you end up getting a big old bag of chips. You go to the cashier and you're happier than a clam. But most of the time, you know what happens? You walk out of there, you're begging someone to give you a ride, and you don't have any cash, you don't have any money. You end up, and I saw this was sad, but there was somebody in the bathroom weeping beyond belief because they just lost her. That's what you don't want to have happen. And then
Wait, you saw somebody in the bathroom?
Well, we went in, we were going to the bathroom, and somebody was in the stall weeping like violently because they had just gotten their brakes beat in. It ain't where you want to be at 2:30 in the morning at a casino in Las Vegas. So it's cute to chase, but it ain't cute to be crying in a stall.
I appreciate you not putting my business out there like that.
It's cute to chase when you win, but when you chase and you lose and you have no draft picks, you got nothing, and you're weeping openly at 3 in the morning, and you can't even get a buffet because you ain't got no cash, you can't get home because you got no money for Uber, you're kind of screwed.
I think your credit card is attached to your Uber.
You don't want to be, well, your credit card's maxed out because you just lost playing a blackjack game to 22.
I like to think more like if Giannis stays next year, it's like betting the Hawaii football game on a college football Saturday at an 11 o'clock p.m. tip or kickoff. You ever hear of people that do that? They're in the casino in the sports book all day Saturday betting all the college football games, and then they're like even, maybe down a little. All right, putting it all on Hawaii at 11 o'clock against.
We're not even. We're
whoever
down.
They're San Jose State. Let's go.
We're down, and we've mortgaged the future. So we either better hit a blackjack or we're going to be in big trouble.
But Tatum, I'm with Nick in Boston, though. Tatum going down last night opens this thing up
we
even more.
We can't beat Indiana. We can't beat Miami. Like, what are we talking about?
All right, we have Evan Cohen coming up. You can have this discussion with him. I know he will enjoy this. This was not the intended route, but we're good right where we are. Cooper flag
what do you think,
for
Bucks
Giannis.
We'd also have to get another pick. Giannis is too valuable. We can't just be Coop.
And they're not going to win an NBA title with Giannis. So you're saying start the rebuild now. You start with Cooper flag. Then you lose a bunch of games.
Don't put words in my mouth. What I'm saying is you better entertain this because there is not going to be a scenario where you're in this position again. Dallas wants Giannis.
They wanted him in January.
They wanted to trade Doncic for him. Everybody wants Giannis. Nobody has a package that's going to make anything entertaining. You know what, Milwaukee, if Giannis ends up deciding to leave and you get a bunch of picks from New Orleans and Zion, is that going to sell? Is that going to bring hope to Milwaukee? No. You know what would? Cooper in a pick and all of a sudden get young and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it would. This opportunity, he is unproven, no question.
Boy.
But from an NBA, the draft, folks, they're pretty good about projecting. Their projecting is better than the NFL.
Okay. So I want you to answer this question when we come back. Think about it over the break after you tell us about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Right now, if I say to you, you can have Giannis for another 5 years, or you
another
can trade
2
him.
years is what you got.
Well,
and
I
then
know,
you
but
get
maybe,
nothing if he leaves. FYI, not 5, 2.
That doesn't mean he wouldn't re-up if they started turning the corner back to being a contender and a NBA Finals
But it
team
also
again.
means you could be crying in a stall. in
I don't know
Vegas.
enough about free agency in the NBA if it
Well, I'll
behooves
tell you
him
about
to
it. What do you
sign.
need? What do you need?
Well, there's a lot of times where it's sign and trade, so they get even more money. Is that not the case anymore?
Yeah,
NBA
but you
Insider?
don't get value back in the trade. You're
Right, but if
swapping
you
out
get
stuff.
nothing, if he can get more money, anyway. Consider this, and then tell us about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and answer later. If your choice is Giannis for the next X number of years, or Cooper Flag and other assets being traded by Dallas, which one do you want?
That sounds like a sexy poll. That's what it
Yeah,
sounds
well,
like.
Tausch will answer that on the other side after he tells us about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Well, there is no better time to think about your future. There's no better time to upgrade your windows and doors than right now, because Pella is offering up to 6 years of 0% finance. If I know we're getting 6 more good years from Giannis, no. And he wants to be here, no. You want to get great windows and free financing? Now's the time to do it. Set your free in-home consultation today. You commit to nothing. At this point, they'll listen to your vision and suggest the Pella materials and customizations to make it a reality. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Certain restrictions do apply. This deal ends May 31st, so visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
We got Evan Cohen coming up, but Tausch will answer which one he wants, Cooper Flag and more assets, or he wants Giannis still on the Bucks. We'll see what our NBA insider says next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Your Pella experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
It was a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2025.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
It started with a prediction.
We'll go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
Hello, I'm John Hayes, the owner of Goodman's Jewelers. It's been my pleasure to serve this community from this incredible store for over 4 decades. We stand upon high standards and classic traditions, pillars like honesty and integrity. Stop into Goodman's Jewelers, the longest-standing full-service jewelry store in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Get ready for the ultimate Saturday night at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Join us for the all-new Queen of Hearts drawing at 4, 6, 8, and 10 p.m. This is your chance for royal glory. When your name is drawn, choose the right card and you could win a life-changing jackpot, up to $150,000. The longer the Queen stays hidden, the bigger the jackpot grows. Let's Hard Rock with the Queen of Hearts only at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a star-studded group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 6th through the 8th with an exciting team competition and a new tournament home at TPC Wisconsin. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Megan Maroney with special guest Clint Black on Friday, June 6th at Bree Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
At Metro Ford of Madison, they sell vehicles that are built in America for America. This month, enjoy their You Pay What We Pay sale. The 2024 Ford Mach-E offers 0% APR financing for 72 months. $13.89 cost per $1,000 borrowed. The 2024 Ford F-150 is available with 2.9% APR financing for 66 months. $16.47 per $1,000 borrowed. Bonus cash available on XLT and SXT models. All offers available to qualified credit. Browse their inventory at MetroFordofMadison.com.
At Gruber Law Offices, we've helped tens of thousands of families after a serious accident. Our priority has always been our clients. We're here for you whenever you may need us. One call, that's all.
Waiting to see a general surgeon? With Stoughton Health, it's always easy access, with most appointments within a week. And with over 160 insurances accepted, you're covered and in good hands. For more information, visit stoughtonhealth.com. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
The Milwaukee Brewers, the Cleveland Guardians.
Contreras fly ball deep right field. This is way, way back. Watch this baby fly.
Tonight on 100.5 ESPN.
The poll is in the field, courtesy of one Jesse J. Nelson.
2 days in a row with a poll here.
Yeah,
that's
good
pretty
work.
good for
We haven't
us.
done a poll in a hot minute.
I was going to ask you yesterday, do we want to bring more polls back? Or
I don't know.
We got away from him.
Jason's
for a
down
while
on him.
here.
He's down on Elon. He's down on the whole thing. So, I think Giannis adjacent polls, yes. Because
We're only going to post polls on the Wilde and Tausch Twitter feed that are about Giannis.
It's kind of where we're at right now. We haven't done a Packer poll in a hot minute.
Which of these packages would you rather have if you're the Milwaukee Bucks? Giannis for 2+ more years or Cooper Flag plus other assets? Tausch, how are you voting?
It all depends on what the two plus years.
Sounds like a hedge.
It's not a hedge.
That's a hedge. It all depends. Is not a hedge.
It depends. Like if Giannis doesn't want to leave, I want Giannis.
Okay.
That's totally a hedge.
No, it's not. I don't. I am not going to advocate to trade Giannis out of town, unbeknownst to Giannis. But all I'm saying is,
I think they would tell him.
Well, all I'm saying is, if you're the Milwaukee Bucks, you have an opportunity now to transform your franchise in a different direction where, if we're being honest, things are looking bleak. They are. Your second best player is out for the season next year. Giannis has, for the first time, voiced some, at least backhanded, displeasure about where they're at. I don't know how you reshape the roster in a way that you can beat Indiana, New York, Boston. I don't know. So, yes, Giannis is always going to be a star. He is a dog. But if we're being honest, he plays incredibly hard. Is he going to hold up to be like LeBron at 40-41? I don't know about that.
You're saying LeBron doesn't play hard?
I think LeBron picks his moments, yeah. I think that's pretty well known. Giannis is never going to be a moment picker. That ain't where Giannis lives, and that has hurt him in certain phases. So this is an opportunity that I believe you could get a transformational player. You can't do that because you ain't got any picks. So what you can't have happen is stink and not have any of your picks, because then you got no hope. No hope, no revenue, no business, no squad. So if you want to double down, I am fine. If you're going to double down with Giannis, that's a double down on 11. That's a double down on a 10. I ain't interested in doubling down on 12-13. Like, people have done it. It's crazy. But if you let this play out and Giannis leaves, got no picks, got no hope. That ain't no good. Coop. Coop.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You sound like a guy who would rather have Cooper Flag. I'm just telling you how you sound.
Capture the flag, am I right?
I am telling you. No, don't tell me what I'm saying. I have been blunt.
I'm not telling you what you're saying.
Wave
I'm
the
telling
flag.
you how you sound.
I am telling you.
Jesse, am I right or wrong about how he sounds?
Sounds like we got a flag on display in the Everlight Solar Studio.
All I'm telling you is there's a little smoke here with Yanni. And
stop calling him Yanni.
You call him what you want. I'll call him what I want.
Well, maybe you should call him what he wants.
That's fair, but I have not talked to him, so I don't know what he wants.
His name is probably a good
call him Yanni.
Giannis. That's fair. That's a fair criticism. Giannis, as long as he wants to be a Milwaukee Buck, I am not doing a thing. All I'm saying is, if that is the case, now is the time to move. That's it. Not next year, not after breakfast. The time is now. You have a chance to get a transformational player in Milwaukee again. And if Giannis leaves and you get some spare parts from Houston and a couple picks, I'm sorry, that ain't the same.
Okay. All right.
San Antonio, you think they're going to give up any? They're not going to give up any start. They'll give you some nice players. They ain't giving you somebody that league executives are saying is transformational.
Yeah. Well, we need to get to Evan Cohen, so I look forward to you two having this discussion because I'm sorry, that's how you sound. You sound like I would rather have
You
Cooper
sound like
Flag.
somebody that makes no takes on anything. What are you saying?
Don't get mad at me just because I'm accurately depicting what you said.
I ain't mad at you. I have been very blunt. So I have been very blunt. Giannis doesn't want to be traded. He ain't getting traded. Period. Fin. That's what I've said. But if it is, now is the time.
Do you
That's
want
what
him
I'm
to
saying.
ask to be traded?
I will say this.
Do you want him to ask to be traded? Would you like him to ask, hey, Tausch, trade me?
I have said this.
Do you want that to happen?
If I may. If I may.
You're totally busted.
Roll
no, I'm not
reversal
busted.
day here.
No, I'm not busted. I've said this all offseason since the Bucks got eliminated. If he is going to do it, now is a good time to do it.
You would like him to do it now. Just admit it.
If he's going to do it, I want him to do it now, yes. Before the draft.
On the next edition of Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR benefits
Flag
consultant.
him down.
How Mark Tauscher wanted Giannis to ask out of Milwaukee. No, actually, it's Dame time on Season 4 of Behind the Bucks, the podcast that is presented by Gallagher. Explore Bucks superstar Damian Lillard's unlikely journey from a 2-star high school prospect to a top 75 player in NBA history. Probably could add a little more now about what he's going through as he battles back from an Achilles injury. The series, narrated by senior NBA insider Chris Haynes, reveals exclusive details of Dame's trade to the Bucks, his experiences with the team. Find Behind the Bucks on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get your podcasts. Again, Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike joins us next. We'll see if Tausch will just admit that he wants Giannis to ask out of Milwaukee. So stick around.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Take your game to the next level with Vortex Golf. This employee-owned brand out of Wisconsin brings you premium rangefinders like the Blade, Blade Slope, and the Anarch, packed with features like image stabilization, pin spotter mode, and rock-solid accuracy. Backed by a legendary no-questions-asked VIP lifetime warranty and unmatched customer service, Vortex has you covered. Ready to upgrade your gear? Visit maplehillgolf.com and search Vortex to see the full lineup. Vortex Golf, you can bet on it.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut, where Cheesy Bites Pizza is back right now. For just $13.99, you get a large pizza with 28 pullable, poppable, cheese-filled bites. And even better, it comes with the Ranch Lover's Flight, featuring 3 bold new dips: Ultimate Ranch, Chipotle Ranch, and Pepperoni Ranch. 1 large pizza, 3 dips, endless flavor. Hurry in or order online today at pizzahut.com. Only at Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Hey Wisconsin, it's your pal Donald Driver here. For 10 years, I've been working with the Wisconsin DOT to get everyone to wear their seatbelt. And it's working. Nearly 90% of Wisconsin drivers buckle up, which makes me want to say to the ones who don't, come on, man. If you don't wear your seatbelt, you're going nowhere fast. Buckle up. If you don't, it can cost you money or a lot worse. Click it or ticket, and let's work together to save lives. Take my driving safety quiz at zeroinwisconsin.gov.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
If your child faces an unsafe situation at home, are they prepared? Friday, May 16th from 3:45 to 5:15 p.m. Stoughton Health is hosting the class Safe at Home at the McFarland Municipal Center in McFarland. For students in grades 4th through 6th, students learn to practice safe habits, prevent unsafe situations, how to handle an emergency like a power failure, weather, injuries, and illnesses. Class fee is $25. Financial assistance is available. Visit stoughtonhealth.com to register, then click on Classes and Events.
Spring is here. Time to get growing at Felly's Flowers and Greenhouse. Felly's has everything you need to bring your garden to life, including the largest selection of locally grown annuals, perennials, vegetable plants, and custom hanging baskets. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just getting started, Felly's Greenhouse in Fitchburg has the best selection to make your garden bloom. Proudly voted Best of Madison, choose Felly's Flowers as your go-to garden destination. Visit us today and grow with Felly's.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
We're on the Bucks.
This is the greatest player this franchise has had since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
And now they might be in a position where they're forced to deal him away.
Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN.
I'm throwing caution. What's it gonna be? Tonight the winds of change are blowing wild and free. If I don't get out of this town, I just might be the one who finally burns it down. I'm throwing caution.
You know what that music means? From Unsportsmanlike, where they have certainly been discussing Giannis, but I don't even know if Evan Cohen would come out like Tausch just did and basically say, I'd rather have Cooper Flag and more assets
than
have Giannis stay. I want Giannis to ask out.
Roll the tape. It's not what I said.
Hedgy. It is Evan Cohen on Wilde and Tausch. Evan, good morning. How are you?
Jason, Mark, Jesse, how are you guys?
I'm doing well, Evan. I'm doing well. Evan.
Never better.
Hey, am I crazy to think that if Giannis, if this is the time, you're never, where the Bucks are at, there's never going to be a better time to trade him to get if the Mavericks are up for it because of the no picks that they have left. Is now not the perfect time to do it if, in fact, Giannis wants to be moved?
Yes, I would agree with you on that, and I'll give you a couple of layers as to why, in theory, now would be a perfect time in this hypothetical. And I want to stress the hypothetical for two reasons, Tausch. Number one, Shams was very clear in his reporting, and we've talked about Shams for a while. We've had dinners talking about Shams.
We have.
As a matter of fact,
that is fair.
For a while. And
at the tornado
it was
room.
very clear in their reporting.
Yes.
That is literally That is exactly where that. And which, by the way, LePay texted me last night just to rub it in. So Matt LePay last night. I don't know if I should reveal his personal plans in his life.
Probably not.
I don't know if he went to Tornado.
Ahead.
He texted me a picture of Tornado, just with a beautiful sky. You could tell the temperature was probably perfect. Springtime, Madison, Milwaukee. I mean, it's just
Was he at?
better.
Just wait
There's
a second.
nothing better.
Was he at the tornado last night? Matt.
He texted me a picture of Tornado last night. I don't know if he was at it.
I am not happy if he can't go to Tornado without throwing us a fake invite. Can he?
Well,
I guess.
I don't know if he was there or if he was just rubbing it in that he lives right there and I don't. I don't know the answer to that.
It was
So
a
anyway,
beautiful night.
so-
It was a great night.
Yeah.
Sunset. Yes, beautiful.
So Shams did not report an ask out. That's number one. Number two, I still think he's going to be back with the Bucks next year. That's just my personal opinion. Now, to answer your question, the reason that right now is a very interesting time is because if you look at the draft lottery, there are, I would say, 4 teams in the top 10 that think within the next 2 years they could win a championship. When does that ever happen, right? Dallas definitely thinks that way. We know that. San Antonio, in the scenario in which they get Giannis, should think that way. Philadelphia is ignorant. They think that way. And Houston at 10 obviously should think that way. They were a 2 seed this year. So you have an interesting time where Dame is unfortunately done for the season or a lot of it next year on a now bad contract, unfortunately. Giannis is thinking about it for the first time in his life. And you have playoff, at least, caliber teams that are in the lottery. So, yeah, if there is an ask-out time, I find it hard to believe that now is not the best, in theory, ask-out time you could have.
Yeah, and my point was, I guess the question is, and Greeny posed this question to his panel this morning, who says no here? If Giannis goes to John Horst, said, hey, it's been a heck of a run, but it's time, who says no? Do the Mavericks make that move 100 out of 100 times, don't they?
Right. So, if I'm the math on this, here's the problem. Do you believe Cooper Flagg with no other assets, really, I mean, limited other assets, is enough for Giannis? And what I mean by that is, in that scenario, Jesse would have to pull up the trade machine. I don't have it in front of me. But
He won't do that. He's rolling his eyes like,
Okay,
I can't believe. There's no way he would do that. You do it as you're weaving in and out of.
Run the trade machine
As you're
for
weaving
you.
in and out of
Yeah.
traffic, Evan can handle
Okay, so here, if I had to guess, P.J. Washington Giannis is in the 50s. P.J. Washington is 20. Clay is 17. That's 37. Caleb Martin is 8. That's 45. Max Christie is 7. That's 52. So that should probably get you right there with Cooper Fly. So that's your deal, and I'm sure you're going to try to get Lively. I guess you can ask for Lively. So maybe take maybe take Caleb out and get Lively in. So you get Klay Thompson, who you would then subsequently move, I would assume.
Yep.
You would then get P.J. Washington, you can keep in that spot. You'd get Cooper Flagg. You'd get Derek Lively. That's a big win. Obviously, he's a starting center for the next 5-10 years in Milwaukee, in theory. And then you'd get Max Christie, who's pretty good. So, and you'd get a couple of picks. But really, Tausch, the argument is, are you willing to say, in essence, a 1-for-1 is good enough? And the reason I say that is I think San Antonio can offer you more at 2 than Dallas can offer you at 1, with Cooper Flag.
Yeah, but you need
that's
the
obviously
star.
a difference maker.
Yeah, you need a
Yeah,
star.
you do. And that's the difference, right? You just said something very interesting. So let's just pretend, for argument's sake, the Suns called and said, we're going to trade you Devin Booker for Giannis.
No.
On the surface,
Out.
basketball. Well, hold
Okay.
on. On the surface, from a basketball perspective, you could sit back and say, whoa, that's a really good player. That's a great starting point. The difference is Cooper Flag keeps season ticket holders that existed for Giannis
Hope.
into the future.
Hope.
Yeah.
Hope.
Yeah. Cooper Flag, it's basically you're trading out, forget the basketball now. Let's say of every 10 Bucks fans, 6 of them bought for Giannis. Those 6 are going to continue to buy for Cooper Flag.
Hope. You're selling hope. And if you don't do this and Giannis after next year says, I'm out ski, you're gonna be limited with what you can do. And you don't have any picks, so if you stink, you're not getting any of those. So I'm having a hard time. Jason's right. I'm conflicted on this because if there is going to be a time, and eventually the Giannis deal, it's going to end. And it's whether or not you're going to have it end on his terms or on your terms. This seems like it would be the best case for both if you're going to part ways and move forward, because I don't know what you can do with this roster if you keep Giannis. Like, I don't know what you
I'll
can
give
do.
you some ideas.
All right, let's hear
I've
it.
gone through that.
Okay.
Okay.
Trade machine
the
while in
idea is
traffic.
Yeah, so the ideas that I think you would start with would be cold, but they're ideas. The ideas would be, you say to a team, just for example, like Utah, okay? Hey, you want Dame? And obviously, upon arrival, they're going to be like, are you kidding? Why would we want an injured player? Well, what if we gave you our one remaining first-round pick in 2031-32? What if we gave you Andre Jackson? What if we gave you, like, now you're paying off teams to take Dame,
That's not
and you're
where you
getting
want.
3 guys on
Yep.
right. So you're getting
Yep.
3 guys on expired contracts back. John Collins, Colin Sexton, Jordan Clarkson. Just as a hypothetical, right? So that's where you're in this predicament of what are you this year? Now let me just play one other thing out. What if you look at the Eastern Conference and say, well, Jason Tatum is likely going to be out for the majority of next year, unfortunately. The Cavs, while a juggernaut in the regular season, certainly not that in the postseason. The Knicks are really good. The Pacers are really good. Your traditional foes like Miami, obviously not as good right now. Maybe they'll get Kevin Durant, but even that, you're still confident with Giannis. Maybe you just try to sell Giannis on, like, hey, even if we're not that good, neither are our peers in the Eastern Conference. Let's wait this out together.
Okay. Yeah, so
I'm
we
just saying
agree.
The Western Conference is a lot better than the East.
For
And so
sure.
If you're, but now, can I ask you guys one other thing? And this is a cold way of doing it, but I'm curious. If you're the Bucks,
Here it comes.
Giannis is not asked out. Giannis is not asked out. There's no indication he's going to ask out.
Uh-huh.
Would you just trade him?
That's what Tausch wants to do,
No,
and he doesn't want to say it.
I literally was just going to ask that question. The answer is no. Giannis drives the bus here. Giannis drives the bus. Now, you can start pulling the little ripcord down, saying, oh, we got to make a stop here. We got to make a stop here. Let's have a talk. Let's grab a bite at the Tornado. If Giannis wants to be here, I ain't doing anything. Period. Fin. That's where I'm at.
You're
Jason.
at that point, you're trying to be like creative around Kuzma, Lillard. That's where you go. This
Yeah, and
summer.
I
It's
don't-
like, all right,
it-
we have to be more creative than ever before.
And in fairness, I don't love that option, if I'm just being honest. We've seen this movie, and it's not pretty.
No, and I think that, by the way, the Bucks fans today, the fact that this is a debate, it's a conversation, should take a step back and be thankful for the Giannis-Bucks partnership. Because if you think about this group, with Edens and Lasry initially, and then John
Jimmy
Horst,
Haslam.
and now Doc Rivers, Jimmy Haslam now. But I'm just saying, historically, like, you should be so thankful for the easy, gentle partnership that you've had over the course of time, and that they're so together on so many of these things. Because if this was a rocky road, as Tausch has said, it's kind of easy timing-wise to be like, screw it, we don't love this guy anyway, let's take advantage of all this. And that's not what it is. You want to tie it all together, and you should be thankful for that time. The reason I asked the question about would you just do it is very much retroactive to the team that I root for with Marquette grad, Jimmy Butler in Miami, and that the knock on Pat Riley, not that anyone cares in Wisconsin, but you'll hear me out on this, is not that, oh, Pat Riley's lost his way. No, Pat Riley is not cold enough anymore, because the moment that you decide you're not going to extend him, you should trade him without telling him. And that's where the partnership is obviously not nearly as great in Miami as it is in Milwaukee. But there is an argument to say, if Giannis tells us only Dallas, but we'd like the San Antonio offer better, what are we supposed to do here?
Yeah. All right, Evan, moving to the G&G. You think this Pittsburgh Packer, it's got to be the first weekend of the season, right? You think it's got to be that Sunday night, Monday night, one of those two?
That's not what Ben Brust had reported.
I know Benny Journalism reported the other way. He was wrong. I, again, appreciate him going out there. They have to play that game early in the season.
That big report that Ben has was wrong?
Yeah, shockingly, it was off by...
That's great. That is great.
Yeah.
So he came out with this big report about a Packers
he
international
double-sourced
game, and you're
it.
telling me that was wrong.
He double-sourced it, and he was doubly wrong. Yeah.
Again, I would like to take this opportunity.
Jason, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
No, Jason, answer this question.
Uh-huh.
Rank in order of happiness. Your marriage, your wedding day, the birth of your two daughters, or Ben being wrong. Where are you ranking in terms of your level of happiness?
I am standing up for Ben Brust here. Here's what I want to get answered. Because that was a report that he put out there, 2.5, 3 months ago now? Right? It was a long time ago. I want to know, and I'm going to try to get to the bottom of this because I want to defend Ben's honor here. I want to know if the NFL was planning on doing Packers-Steelers in Dublin, and then when Aaron Rodgers became a factor in being the Steelers quarterback, if the league or the Steelers said, no, if we're going to have our quarterback playing against his former team, we want it at whatever they call Heinz Field now. Akershire Stadium or whatever it is. We don't want them to be our opponent in Ireland. And if that's the case, to be fair to Ben, who I certainly was not happy with when he showed up at training camp wearing his Aaron Rodgers Jets jersey and getting Matt LaFleur to sign it.
You could have just left, I have not been happy with Ben Brust, and no context was needed. I mean, since his birth, you haven't been happy with him.
In fairness to Ben, it's possible he was right at the time and then stopped being right.
That's such a journalist.
No, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
You're either right or you're wrong.
Yeah, there's no in-between in journalism.
That's why some people are reporters and some are not. Ben is not. And Ben made a colossal mistake. Tausch, I know, asked for him to be fired. It doesn't seem like that's happening yet. I support Tausch's decision on that, by the way. I just want to be clear.
And his decision to trade Giannis, whether he wants to be traded or not.
Well, now we're like, hey, which one is it, though? You're now putting words in Tausch's mouth.
Yeah, he's putting words in there. That's all right. That's what he wants to
is?
do. I do it to Jason once in a while, so it's a fair game.
So do you want Steelers-Packers on Sunday or Monday Night Football to open the season?
That's very interesting. I have a question for you, though. This is ridiculous, but here we go. Is there any chance he's trying to avoid that game and waiting for the schedule release, and then he's going to sign in week 2?
No, there is no chance.
Okay.
There is more likely of a chance, and I have floated this idea, that Aaron Rodgers last year felt like the league screwed him over on the schedule with the Jets. And he has told Pittsburgh, hey, I'm going to play. I'm not coming. I'm not going to do it because I don't want the league to do what he felt like was a wrong last year. I don't know if that's accurate. I'm not reporting this. I'm just saying I would bet that
Ben Brust is, though. Ben Brust is reporting
that is more likely. There is no chance in HE double hockey sticks that he would want to avoid that game. One of the things I think he'd want to come back for is one of those games to play against the G&G.
That's very interesting. Very interesting. I hadn't thought about this at all, I got to be honest with you. This is very interesting. I also, by the way, and it's not going to happen, I think you should sign with the Saints.
No. They
I don't
stink.
think I'm telling you that. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Where does he have a better chance? Where does he have a better chance of making the playoffs? In New Orleans or Pittsburgh? If he's the quarterback.
Depends how much you like Pittsburgh's defense. New Orleans is going to stink. They're rebuild city. So, no, I mean, even if he goes there.
I tend to agree. I'm just saying. I am shocked.
I think you're underselling.
Right,
Here, I think part of the problem is we all look at the NFC South like it stinks. Tampa's pretty good. Tampa's pretty good.
Tampa's been good for 4 years.
That's
They've won
my
four
point.
divisions in a row. It's one of the least talked about storylines in the NFL.
Well, I blame the national media on that.
Yeah. When's your next show? So I'm shocked we haven't talked about one thing.
Oh my God, that was great.
That was very, very rude.
No, I was saying it the other way. I'm saying you're a part of the national media.
That's not.
Yeah.
I don't think.
When is your next show?
I
then?
don't think anyone took it that way, including myself, which is more than fine. New Orleans does not.
I swear to God.
Evan, New Orleans does not have a better chance of making, even with Aaron Rodgers. They just don't. I don't even know what.
That division is not great, as we know. But I am shocked we haven't talked about one thing.
What's that?
That I asked Adam Schefter about today, because it's right up Tausch's alley. Jason, I think you would agree with this. Did the NFL watch last night and think, wait a minute, why are we not doing this? Why are we forfeiting to be the biggest version of something? I'm talking about a draft lottery. The NFL saw the NBA dominate for years with free agency, and the NFL altered it to make it a big-time release thing, the certain date, etc. Tomorrow night, obviously a huge schedule release night, as we know. Don't you think the NFL would have a whole nother wave of sales, of buzz, of marketing if they had a draft lottery?
I have an even better idea. I've been holding this.
Oh, no.
I've been holding this for a minute, and it'll never happen, but it's the best
Run to the bathroom. We'll wait.
Okay. I am going to
pick your playoff opponent at the other end of the spectrum.
It's not pick your playoff, even though that needs to happen. I will save this because we're out of time. It's going to be a 1-week tease. Put it down, Jesse.
No, don't do it.
Come on.
I'm
do
doing
it now. Do it now.
Since when are you clock
I'm doing
conscious?
a 1-week
There's
tease.
no way we're going to remember.
I'm still irritated. You forgot my great idea from a couple of weeks ago. 8 teams.
So
all right,
why
you
try
guys
to do
want
it
me?
again?
You want me to tell you now?
Yeah, give it to us now.
How
All
about,
right.
hey, wait a minute. So, Evan, do you have a couple more minutes, or you got other stuff
Hold
going
on. Let me just check something. Oh, no, I do now. I just got a text back from somebody I was supposed to talk to. Yeah, I can stay.
All
You
right,
wanna
so
take a
let's
break and then come back?
let's take a break,
Yeah.
and then Tausch will tell us his
look at me,
brilliant
a
plan.
huge segment
Yeah,
yesterday.
you're big timer.
This is more than I've talked to Tausch in the last month. He doesn't return my text messages anymore.
More with Evan Cohen on Wilde and Tausch.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tauscher here for Kohler Services. Well, if you've been putting off your bath or shower remodel, now's the time to turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer, providing care for life. And this month only, get $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel and no interest financing for 12 months. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. The next adventure, Hunter Wohler getting reps at different spots during Colts rookie minicamp. That change reminding him of his first days as a Badger. Wohler sharing his journey to embracing every battle, audio courtesy Indianapolis Colts.
By my freshman year in college, I was early on, camp in the first couple weeks this season, I was lost. It was a wake-up call, but having the coaches I had, it forced me to kind of grow my understanding of the game and my knowledge of defense and switching coordinators. You have to learn a whole new scheme. So I think that just kind of helped prepare me for this week and for the weeks to come.
Don't wait to upgrade your windows and doors, because right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited is the proven exteriors professionals for 31 years. Family owned and locally operated right here in Wisconsin. National and local awards proving Siding Unlimited will deliver peace of mind. Looking for inspiration to replace your windows, roofing, siding, and doors? Stop by our amazing showroom at 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. And definitely check out sidingunlimited.com. We are Siding Unlimited.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a star-studded group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 6th through the 8th with an exciting team competition and a new tournament home at TPC Wisconsin. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Megan Maroney with special guest Clint Black on Friday, June 6th at Breese Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. Jim Rutledge here. What is a better buying experience? Well, that's the thing. You get to define it. It is the experience that is customized to you. What experience do you want at a car dealership? They can be your trusted friend or your trusted expert. So if you're in the market for a new or new-to-you Silverado, Colorado, Blazer, Trailblazer, remember, you're only minutes away from a better buying experience. And that's at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
I'm throwing caution. What's it gonna be? Tonight the winds of change are blowing wild and free. If I don't get out of this town, I just might be the one who finally burns it down. I'm throwing caution.
In an unprecedented move, much like it would be if Tausch traded Giannis, even if he didn't want to be traded.
And that Matt LePay was indeed at the tornado without either of us last night. That's also unprecedented.
Sounds like a good decision by him.
I didn't think he was allowed to go out to have steak dinner without one of the three of us, but turns out that's the case. I'll forgive
Evan
him.
Cohen sticks around for a second
I love
segment.
Tausch is the three of us. One of the three is not on this call that we went with.
That's fair.
I've never been to the tornado.
No, Jason, we met up with Matt back in the beginning when Jason came in a limo and took 2 porterhouse steaks with him for his way home. And that was at 12:30. Yeah. He ordered 2 porterhouses, ate one, and took one home for his dog.
Depiction of,
I think he had a dog at the porterhouse.
All
right.
A limo?
Yeah, no, he had a limo. Jason, don't even argue. You came in a limo.
It's a black car.
Jason.
It's a black car.
Stretch.
Service.
It was a stretch.
It was not a stretch
Jason.
limo. It was not.
We can agree to disagree. All right, here is my idea. Tell me where it's crazy, and I know where it's crazy, but I'll explain. The lottery, there is no doubt the NFL will try and do something like this because it's just good common sense moving forward. You don't want teams tanking. You don't want fans believing that they're throwing games. Nobody wants that. So here's my new thing. Yes, sir.
One quick question on that.
Yeah.
Before you get to your idea, let's say they just said the NBA lottery, that's, we love it, we're going to do it. What's your gut? They do it in March, have the combine and then do it, or because they have to do it before the combine? They do it in February and push the combine back a few weeks?
I think what they'd want to do is, so there's a little baby break between the Super Bowl and the combine. You let that just fester, let it breathe. Then you have free agency. I think you probably try to figure out that sweet spot where things are dying down a little bit before the draft. I would say 2 to 3 weeks pre-draft is when you do it. Late March, early April is when you'd hammer this out if you do the lottery. Have it before the draft. So here's my thought.
We already have so much talk. That would somehow increase the talk. Because then we play out Team X getting the number one, Team Y getting the like that would be wild for the end.
Yeah,
NFL.
the
But
league.
go ahead, I'm sorry.
I'm guessing the GMs and they would not allow that because they want to be able to start planning their board. But that would add more drama to it. I would love it. I think it'd be great. All right, here's my thought. In a sports world where playoff games, the college football playoff continues to expand, the NFL is going to get to 20 games. Do we all agree? At some point, it's going to be
20?
Hold on. It's going to be 18 the next time around, and it ain't going to stop. I don't know many businesses that are saying, you know what, I'm content with where we're at. They're going to look to keep growing. And preseason is less and less popular. There are going to be more joint scrimmages. So eventually the league is going to get to 20 games, and here's how they're going to do it. They're going to keep a regular 18-game schedule. Okay? It's going to be 18 games. Here is what I want to see happen. Top 8 teams get a first-round bye. The next 16 teams play in an opening round, just palooza. Game after game. Find different networks. You're playing it out to play in the next round, where then teams will pick their opponent. And the bottom 8 teams are going to be forced, whoever wins that 8-team tournament gets the first pick. You get the pick selected based off of how that goes. That will get you to 20 games. Some teams only have 19. That is the road forward to getting to a lottery system that is actually played out on the field. 8, 16, and 8. I believe that adds up to 32. There is my Tausch plan to make the draft and make everything a little more juicy at the end of a season. All preseason games are done. It's over. Scrimmages, it's done. This will be this will add a ton more revenue. You pay the players less. The fight is going to be, why are these 8 teams going to play? That's the battle line you have to figure out.
And how are you going to figure that out?
Because they're going to get paid. Because if they want to get that paycheck, they got to play. And if you want to get the next paycheck, you better win in that round of 8.
So
I
think, yeah, that's obviously very complicated on a lot of fronts.
Okay.
I will just tell you that the NBA has already thought about a concept, and Pat Riley actually brought this up on Friday during his season-ending press conference, where basically, and I don't think this is exactly what you're saying, but at its core it's similar, where you take, let's just call it the first half of the season, and you have the 10 worst teams or whatever, 14 worst teams, whatever, the non-playoff teams. And they get a certain amount of points based on where they are in the playoffs, or lack of where they are. And then the rest of the season, the bad teams, you gain points for lottery positioning based on how many wins you have. So in other words, it discourages the tanking for the full season. So let's just say Team X loses, they're 11-30 in the first half of the season. And as a result of that, they have the number 1 pick in the draft because they have the worst record, and they get 14 points. Well, in order to get another 14, you got to win 30 games the rest of the way. You got to flip it if you're a non-playoff team. Does that make sense?
Sure.
So what you're saying is, no, yes?
It's also complicated.
That's very complicated. It's more complicated than mine.
Okay. So then let me just give you the overall point. I don't think your situation necessarily would work. And I think we all have the tanking thought a little bit backwards. I would make the argument, especially in the NFL, more good teams tank than bad teams tank. There are more good teams that ultimately don't care about the result of a singular game than bad teams. Think about how meaningless the last week of the season becomes for so many good teams.
Mm-hmm.
And we never acknowledge that what's the difference between a tank where, like you said, New Orleans Saints, let's say they start out stinky this year, and at some point they say, all right, Alvin Kamara, the Chiefs called. You're going to go there, right? all right, DeMario Davis, Packers called, and they want a veteran who's been there and done that in a class act. You're going to go there, right? So now they're going to start to peel off pieces. All right, fine. We always acknowledge that. We never acknowledge the team that is 14-1 going into the final couple of weeks of the season that has already clinched the 1 seed that rests everyone. There's no difference. We just talk about the earned right to do it. The point is, all of these leagues want to do their best to eliminate thinking later over now.
Yes.
And it's just never going to happen that way.
I agree it's not going to happen, but I'm saying this would be, if you want to talk about maximizing revenue, and if we're being honest, the NFL, that's at the top of the list as far as what their objectives are. This will do that. You'll have all 3 tiers of teams having to battle things, and the motivation level from a player standpoint when you're the bottom 8, I get, is going to be low. But if you want to earn another paycheck and your salary is prorated off of that, all of a sudden that is okay. That will be the motivation.
Let me do it a little bit better.
All right, I'm always open to tweaking ideas, obviously.
Jason, Sunday Night Football, last game of Rodgers' career with the Packers against the Lions, the home loss where they fell to 8-9, didn't make the playoffs. What year was that?
That was 2022.
Who was the first pick? I don't remember this off the top of my head. Who was the first pick of the 2022 draft?
Overall?
Yeah.
Not the Packers' first pick. The number 1 overall pick was Trayvon Walker by the Jaguars.
Okay. And who was the first quarterback taken that year?
Oh, boy. Kenny Pickett at 20.
Woof.
All right, so maybe a bad year, but let's just play that out for a second. Right. Let me play that out for a second. Imagine the Packers have this demoralizing, awful loss to the Lions. Jordan Love era is about to begin. Draft lottery because they didn't make the playoffs, and they have the number 1 pick in the draft, and they have Jordan Love.
That sounds like a nice storyline for the NFL to have.
So wait a minute. Wait 1 second. So the 2022 season finale. So we'd be talking about the 23 draft.
Yes.
Which had Bryce Young as the number 1 overall pick, C.J. Stroud as the number 2
got
pick,
exchanged, a lot of
Anthony
drama.
Richardson as the 4th overall pick. Yeah, now I'm much more interested.
Right.
And
so,
Evan, in that case, Jordan Love probably would have played quarterback after the playoffs are out, and that adds another layer of intrigue to this whole thing. You get young guys opportunities to play a little bit more. Some teams will look at that as a preseason game, but there's more on the line. There's some drama. There's some a little bit of juice to those games.
And then guess what? What's funny in that scenario? Then on Wilde and Tausch and all across ESPN Wisconsin that week, it becomes, is it better that we win this game or lose this game? Because if we win this game, we play this team, and they would kick our butt because they match up well with us. But if we lose, we're then in the lottery, and maybe we have a chance at player X. Oh, if we have Bryce Young, forget what you think about Bryce Young now, who I think is actually going to be okay, but think about what you thought about him then.
And think about what kind of haul the Bears got for that. Yeah.
Right. So now, we can really, really put a lot of people around Jordan Love, or maybe Rodgers is going to reconsider this because they have the number 1 pick, and they can get him this dominant offensive lineman by trade. I'm just saying, there's all different machinations.
There is storylines on storylines on storylines, which is what the NFL loves. Evan, before we go, I have been getting.
I also think, by the way, Tausch.
Yep.
Also, I'm sorry. I believe there's a perfect time to do this.
Okay. Before Archie Manning.
The moment that Archie.
Yes.
Yeah, before Archie Manning declared.
Yep.
Because then at your first lottery, Peyton's there, Eli's there, Archie's there, Cooper's there. Now we have star power.
Well, just think of this.
Think of
this. You have that 18 playoff, the championship of that all of Archie and everybody are there to see whoever wins.
Yeah,
instead
you're out
of
on that. Stop. It's too complicated.
It's
Just
not.
Stick with the lottery.
It's not too
Stick with the lottery.
complicated.
Stick with the
It's
lottery.
beautiful. Speaking of complicated, since I get a lot of views on religion from you, I've had people text me they want to get your view on the Pope and how that all played out. They wanted you to give a take on the Pope. I didn't want this. Yeah, somebody texted me and asked, "Can you please
You
get?"
said a lot of people.
Yes.
Is that one person?
2 people. They want your view because the last time we did this, it went so well. I wanted to give you a chance to give us. What do you think? We'll hang up and listen.
Well, we're not going to hang up and listen, then we can't hear it.
You don't get the whole shtick.
It's not easy. It is not easy to replace Calipari, and I think he was off to a tremendous start. I think what Mark Pope has done at Kentucky is very impressive. Obviously, Pitino has been his guy for a long time, so I think that is a hell of a start for Kentucky and Pope.
I think that whole smoke thing should be done more. I think it's a great way to indicate.
Did that work out the way you'd intended it there?
Yeah, I'm all right. I wanted Evan to take it where he wanted to go.
Jesse should do it. Jesse should do it. Anytime all 3 of you are actually there, smoke comes out of ESPN Wisconsin.
It's not a bad
Wait a
idea.
minute. We have all 3 of these that showed up.
Well, it was last week in Rockford, Illinois. That was the case. So we could have.
When we're all in the same place, we could do it.
We could have had
that would be
smoke puffing
fun.
away from the Hard Rock Casino in Rockford. All right. Thanks, Evan.
Evan, thanks for sticking around. We appreciate you.
I feel like I got poo-pooed. My idea is great. Like, it's not good. It's
very
great.
complicated.
It's not complicated. What's complicated about it? Ask me a question. I'll give you an answer in 2 seconds. What's complicated about it? 8, 16, and 8.
We're very late for a break.
Mark Tauscher here for Kohler Services, and if you've been putting off your bath or shower remodel, now is the time to turn to Kohler Services. Family-owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, $1,000 off your Lugstone shower remodel. No interest financing for 12 months. Just visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation. Well, that's always included. Again, KohlerServicesWI.com.
The 10 o'clock hour starts at 10:20. So stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
When you're in the right place at the right time, things get done. The important things, like knowing what you need and how it all works. Talking truck. Fixing it right the first time. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, our people get it done right and now. That's how you know you're in the right place at the right time. And you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet.
Hey, this is former Badger Brad Norton.
It's a fake. Great call and great execution.
You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out, 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. We know 2 components of the 2025 Green Bay Packers regular season schedule. Number 1, ESPN's Adam Schefter reporting this morning the Packers will host the Philadelphia Eagles on ESPN's Monday Night Football on Monday, November 10th at Lambeau Field. Packers-Eagles rematch of last year's wild card round playoff game and the opener in Brazil. They'll square off November 10th in Green Bay. The other game announced yesterday by Fox, part of a doubleheader on Saturday, December 20th. The Green Bay Packers will play at the rival Chicago Bears at Soldier Field. Plenty more on the NFL schedule as it becomes available throughout the next couple of days, all culminating with the official NFL schedule release show tomorrow night, 7 o'clock on ESPN2 and the ESPN app. We'll react more on Wilde and Tausch coming up next as well here on 100.5 ESPN, including on Jayden Reed being unhappy with his role in the Packers offense. Interesting. Brewers at the Guardians today, 5:10 first pitch on 100.5 ESPN.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. For those of you watching on YouTube, I'm encountering some technical difficulties on the video end, so I'm sure Jesse has selected a beautiful photo of me to fill the void for now.
The wired mic, the wired headphones. I like that. I'll be going to be on the road here for 2 of the 3 next. I'm going to have some fun.
Where are you going?
And I'm going to make sure I take my iPad. I have some golf stuff, and I need to be at the course, so I'm going to be doing it. But I will have, I'm sure I'll do one Tahoe and then, something else. But I will be having the iPad with me. Hopefully it works.
Oh, boy.
I know. I'm with you. I feel the same way.
Don't say I will be having the iPad with me.
What should I say?
Because you should have the iPad with you, but we all know that there have been times where you should have had the iPad with you and didn't.
I forget sometimes, yeah.
So there's no guarantee you won't forget.
Well, like the most recent time you went somewhere.
So there's a couple of things that have been very troublesome to me lately. I brought my parking pass to get into the building today.
Brought it with you?
Well, no. I brought that as my badge. This is Secure Central over here at the Everlight Solar Studios. And
I don't know. I don't have a badge.
And I'm trying to get in, and I'm like, what the heck? And I'm like, brought the parking pass. And then yesterday...
And you still beat Jesse in.
Oh, by a lot. Yeah. I mean, well, if I got here at 57, I would beat Jesse in. And then yesterday, we have a great event. Our friends, we did a thing for the Children's Hospital. Sarah and I, we hosted with another couple. And it was at, Tommy's Buck and Honey's, right? And Buck and Honey's is a growing, it is just an enterprise. There's 4 of them, Mount Horeb, Monona. And I thought it was in Wanakee last night.
Oh, no.
So the event starts at 5:30. We as hosts, we have to get there a little earlier. Sarah's put a lot of time and effort into this.
Oh, no.
And I had to, as I do a lot of, and this is a weakness of mine, I can't go backwards. You guys know that. It is a big struggle.
Forward, not backward.
And Max had something hockey-related. It was close, and I had pounded into my head that this thing was in Wanakee, okay? But it was always scheduled in Monona, which is a lot further away from the hockey rink, okay?
Spoiler alert, it was not in Wanakee.
So we're driving... And
got a feeling I know where this story goes.
Sarah's sending texts out, and Max is in the back, and I'm sitting there like, oh, okay, this will be nice. We're going to be on time. We're going to be early. And as we basically are pulling into Wanakee, and there's a lot of traffic at 4:45, she's like, what are you doing? I said, well, the event's in Wanakee. And she gives me a look like,
You're
what
an
the
idiot.
blank are you talking? Nobody has ever said. And, of course, I get a little angstful, frustrated.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
No, did you lash
snap
out?
at her?
I didn't snap, but I said, what the blank? And it turns out this was completely my fault. And then so I do a quick UE, legal, get back.
Sure,
I am
I'm sure
very
it was.
frustrated.
2 wheels.
I am very, very frustrated. And I'm driving. I get on 94 to head back, go on the Beltline to get to the Monona Buck and Honeys.
Oh.
And this car, there's 3 lanes, a big old highway.
Oh, no.
Very, very, very frustrating.
There's 3. It's a 3 or 4 lane
poor
highway.
car. They had no
So
idea what it signed up
They're
for.
just plodding along in the right lane. Instead of getting over, there's no semis. Get over and get out of the right lane. You don't go in that lane.
The right lane is the slow
Right
lane.
is where you're supposed to
No,
be
but
slow.
you don't. When there's entry points, you get over. Is that not how highway operates? Is that not? You get over. Well, he doesn't get over. I lay on the horn because I'm very frustrated.
Yeah.
I don't even get a look. I get a blank you bird out the window, and that doesn't make me happy. So now my irritation level has peaked to an nth degree that you don't even want to be a part of. Max has seen this
Neither
movie.
does Sarah.
No, trust me, Sarah was not happy with me on this. And I did apologize because this was all on me. I had pre-programmed my own head, even though the invite, which I never actually saw, said Monona the whole time.
Which I never actually saw.
Truman.
So, luckily, I'm listening to a different radio station, and guess what song comes on to calm everything down?
Natasha Bedingfield, Unwritten.
No. Pink, Pony Club.
No.
Pink Pony Club got me from wanting to throw 50 birds at old boy. I hit the button. Pink Pony Club comes on, and I said, you know what, Sarah, I was wrong. Everything was calm. We got to Monona, had a great time at the event, everything worked itself out, and I owe it all to Pink Pony Club.
So how late were you?
We were not late because we were supposed to get there a half hour early because you set up and talk and get the program set, all that stuff. So we weren't late, but we were late. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Not a lot, but
were you late for being early?
Yes, that's a fair way to look at it. We were late for being early.
And you think Pink Pony Club is some type of psychological therapeutic device now that you have?
I'm not going to lie to you. When Sarah said, why are you going this way? We're in Monona. That was a pretty low point for old T. I was not a happy camper at that point. So, yes, Pink Pony Club, and then the guy flipping me off. There was a series of unfortunate events, like Lemony Snicket.
If I may...
Why do you ask? Because even when I say you're not made, you still do it. So just go ahead.
So how are you going to approach things differently, if at all? Because I feel like there is some parallel here to your situation with putting things into the calendar without detailed intel.
And this is another point of contention. We now have a big screened calendar, digital, that is now set up. And I have been scolded fairly that I don't put exact times in. Okay? I have been scolded about this. I looked in my calendar last night, and so this whole thing, I had to get Max over to hockey about 6:30. So I figure if I'm there for the first hour and a half of the program, I can come back, because it's set in the calendar 5 to 9.
Yeah, but we've been over what your calendar typically
says. This was someone else. This wasn't me putting it in my calendar. This was programmed in.
All right.
So you can't have it both ways. Is that fair? Like, if you're going to criticize me about not putting in exact times, which is fair, I am bad at it. You have to be great at it then. Is that fair?
No.
What do you mean, no? You are so afraid of Sarah.
Sounds like you need to be a little more afraid of Sarah.
I wouldn't say you don't have to be great at it, but you have to be generally good at it. I'd say it sounds like she's generally good at it.
She's generally good at it, but she didn't put, in fairness to me.
She's allowed to make a
she
mistake
did not put
or not
Monona
have entirely.
It just said 5 to 9 Buck and Honeys, so it never said Monona. And it also said 5 to 9, and it turns out it was actually 5:30 to 8. So it just everything
but you
got a little.
need to be there at 5 to set up.
Yeah.
So it turns out she.
No, I took it. And listen, guys, I want to make sure I'm crystal clear on this.
Yeah, I don't think you are.
This is all me. This is my fault.
Except
no.
For the calendar.
Jason, I'm telling you, it's all me. I'm not, and I apologize to Sarah. We're fine.
But what are you going to change? Are you going to change how you put stuff in the calendar? Are you going to change how you read the calendar? Are you going to change how you drive, how you react in angry moments when driving? Or are you just going to turn Pink Pony Club on all the time?
Well,
so
the
you're
good
always
news is
calm?
it's on that station every time, so I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to have a CD. I just got to turn on that station, and boom, Pink Pony Club is on. I don't know. I don't have any answers for you. I know I don't want to do what happened last night. So we're going to get – there's some things that need to be fixed, and it's majorly by me. Thank you. That's so good. 7 years later, this song, it becomes a hit. Still crazy to me.
All right. I can't believe that the Packers have a wide receiver who is getting reassurance about his role via his agent.
Yeah,
by
I thought we were going to start there, but for whatever reason, we didn't.
We've got Elton Jenkins not there. We don't know what's going on with Romeo Dobbs.
By the way, did all those YouTubers apologize to you about the Elton Jenkins thing because you were 100% right and they were wrong?
Not that I've seen.
Come on, YouTubers. Hey, this is an accountability show. I was wrong. I just made myself accountable. You guys need to apologize. Who was the guy, Pac-Man, or what was the dude's name that was getting after Jason's Pac Talk again, or what was his name?
What was it? Yeah,
Jason, who was the guy?
I don't remember. But I do remember a great time that we had last week at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford. I'd like you to tell people more
Oh, we
about
loved it. There should have been smoke coming out. The new Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Jason and I and Jesse, we got those great hats down there. You got all those slots. Over 1,300 slot machines, 50 live table games, a sports book that Jesse feels he's just going to win a bunch of money, taking the Packers, some other things, and a beautiful rock shop. And if you're hungry, Jelly and I and Youngster. Great meal. A lot of diverse dining options at the Hard Rock Cafe. Council Oak Steaks, seafood, bricked Italian kitchen. I can't wait to try the UU Noodle Bar, street tacos. They got it all. And it's right down a little under an hour from us in Sun Prairie, down to that casino. The big, beautiful gold and purple guitar right off I-90, a premier entertainment destination in Rockford, Illinois. The Hard Rock Casino, Rockford.
On a Packers-centric show at 10:30, on a show that started at 9, we will talk about the Packers, and we'll do it next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott Garrett and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
Your Pella experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
It was a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2025.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973. They're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether you're looking for a sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road and lease a 2025 Honda Civic Sport for as low as $260 per month. Or browse their vehicle selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End of friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Starion Bank redefines local banking in Madison. As a community bank with a commitment to Dane County, experience a banking relationship where your goals are our priority. Enjoy competitive deposit and loan rates and a partnership that thrives on local engagement and support. Starion Bank is more than a full-service financial institution. It's a community pillar dedicated to your prosperity. Visit one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, offering banking, lending, mortgage, and cash management.
Bo here from Ridgetop Exteriors. Southern Wisconsin got hit hard with hail recently. If your home took a beating, now's the time to take action. We've been delivering top quality roofing, siding, and window services locally for over 23 years. With free damage assessments and insurance experts on staff, we've been your licensed, local, and trusted contractor since day one. Don't wait until small damage becomes a big problem. Turn to Ridgetop Exteriors today. RidgetopExteriors.com. That's RidgetopExteriors.com.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed.
What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get house.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
It's where I belong, down at the Pink Pony Club. I'm gonna keep on dancing at the Pink Pony Club. I'm gonna keep on dancing down in West Hollywood. I'm gonna keep on dancing at the Pink
Welcome back into the Pink Pony Club. Tausch calming down.
Do
as
we
he
not?
just-
I guess I'm just confused because from a road etiquette standpoint, I understand sometimes you can't get over. It was clear lanes everywhere to the left. Just slide over one lane when people are coming on you.
I agree with you on that.
It is annoying. Yeah.
I agree with you on that. The horn maybe, overly aggressive, but
maybe. Yeah.
You didn't need to get after the guy like that.
Oh, he flipped me off with no
'Cause
problem.
you said you laid down horn at him.
Horn doesn't always necessarily require a flip off.
If
It
you were in
doesn't.
his position and someone honked the way you honked,
I do this. I like my double arms up is more.
Oh,
and
take
then
both hands off the wheel. That's
I like
good.
the. I like the subtle thumbs up to kind of tell him, hey, blank off too. I think that's more meaningful than a flip off. But I digress.
all right. So speaking of telling people to blank off, that is not what Goody did when apparently, per Adam Schefter, Drew Rosenhaus and his client, Jayden Reed, wanted clarification on Jaden Reed's role in the aftermath of two wide receivers being selected by the Green Bay Packers. I want to read this in its entirety, not my entire story from channel3000.com. We'll get to that in a second. But here is how Adam Schefter phrased this post. Packers GM Brian Gutekunst met last week with Jaden Reed's agent Drew Rosenhaus to clarify the wide receiver's status in Green Bay after the team drafted Matthew Golden and Savion Williams. The team said it will not affect Reed's status as its top receiver per source. Tausch, your thoughts?
I don't like anything about this whole deal. So it's one thing if you are an established player and you have these conversations, but Jaden Reed, by his own account, had a disappointing season last year. Like the NFL isn't, there are no gimmies in this business. You earn everything you get. You haven't earned jack yet.
Led them in receiving.
That's great.
Both receptions and yards.
That's
each
great.
Of the first
do it,
two seasons.
So do it again. You don't. Yeah, you can be irritated. Use that as fuel. Now, if you want to have those conversations, and maybe I think I don't have a problem. Keep this behind closed doors. I have no problem with you going up there and saying, "Hey, what does this mean?" Whatever it might be. But if you're a third-year player, you haven't done anything. Like, yeah, it's great that you led the team. Do it again. Do it better. Don't have the drop. So this receiving room, you saw it last year, and this is the risk you take when you go young, and you don't have an established starter, an established guy to lead. You don't have Donald Driver leading Jordy and Greg Jennings, and then Jordy leading Randall Cobb and Devontae, and then Devontae leading. It's an important piece to this because that position is different. I said all last offseason it was just the most fascinating part of the storyline because You don't see this very often. You have a bunch of guys jockeying to be the guy and to say, well, don't worry about it. Just work it out and it'll, everybody's going to be, a star. Well, that's just not how it goes. A la Friends. Eventually, Jennifer Aniston has a pretty good run. So somebody has to emerge, and it's not going to be the guy that, I don't like my reps, I'm going home. That was such a big red flag, and I think it's, I'm sure Romeo Dobbs is not happy. Jayden Reed's not happy. You know what? Good. Jocko it. Good. Do something about it. You want to keep the number 1 spot and they had drafted a first-round wideout? Go get it. Go do it. Having 33 drops is the reason that they drafted these guys. You don't think if Jayden Reed and Wicks had 85, 90 catches a guy and we're like, oh, my God, are we set? You think they draft 2 wideouts in the first 3 rounds? No. It happens because of what we saw on the field. They haven't given up on you, but you aren't owed jack. This league doesn't owe you nothing. And until you figure that part of it out, you're going to be sorely disappointed. So I understand the personal feelings. Yeah, you feel for a second like, what does this mean? But immediately then you use this as fuel. You say, oh, you don't think I'm a guy? You don't think I'm the guy?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see this. I ain't dropping them all. I'm going to do an hour of jugs after the practice is over. I ain't letting that happen. I'm not going to be an afterthought the last half of the season. So if that's what he does and uses this as that fuel, great. I don't mind guys getting upset and get up in their feelings. That's life. What are you going to do about it? And if you're going to pout and be a baby, I don't want you on my team. Now, if you're going to say, all right, then, I want you. I want to see that happen. I want Jayden Reed to push, and I want him to take over and be the leader of this group. It seems as if Christian Watson has done that. Mm-hmm. Now, unfortunately, now he's hurt. But at some point, you have to look at this and say, well, I need to be better. And if you don't have that attitude, I'm sorry, it ain't going to happen for you.
So just to kind of recap, we've got the uncertainty of the Jair Alexander situation, which, by the way, I asked Jeff Hafley about him, and Jeff Hafley punted on the question. I said, I still have to ask, and he said, I respect the question. I hope you respect my position on not being able to answer.
That's a lot of respect.
That's a lot of respect. But, again, if we were feeling encouraged and hopeful that that was going to get worked out, isn't there a path of, hey, look, they're still working things out. I just know this. He's a really good football player. We're better when he's healthy and part of our team. Hopefully that works out for us. But he did not want to go there. We've got the Elton Jenkins piece where he doesn't have a problem moving to center. Steno said that. I have been told that.
Guaranteed bread. Yep.
He's got 2 years left on his deal with pretty high cap numbers, and he's in a position where he, I would think, would like some security of some guaranteed money.
Mm-hmm.
Which, again, if your general manager comes out and says, we think he can be an all-pro center, then and that he doesn't want 30-year-old players generally on the team, and you're going to turn 30 the day after Christmas, I don't blame Elton for wanting some measure of security.
Just so we're on the same page, we're not equating Elton's situation at all with Jayden Reed's or Romeo Dobbs.
No.
Okay, but just wanted to confirm.
No,
okay.
He's got the pelts on the wall, as Mike McCarthy would say. Romeo Dobbs, I don't know if he's there or not. We did not ask about his presence. Again, when Matt
any photos?
When Matt Schneidman of The Athletic went through 154 photos posted by Evan Siegel at the start of the offseason program, Romeo was not in them.
Uh-oh. Was Jaden?
Yes, he was.
Okay.
And Jaden Reed is there.
Was
but
he
again,
happy about his role in the photos?
He didn't like the lighting on one, I would believe. Thought that Golden got a little more shine than he did.
What is this? Is this, because I would not have expected this. Is this the era we live in?
Jason, welcome to the NFL when guys are jockeying for stuff. Guys are going to be unhappy.
Well, isn't this telling us that the the Friends approach, the ensemble, is just, it's not working. One is injured and two others have been or are unhappy with their pecking order
Here's
location.
the problem, Jason. Friends as a cast, they didn't shrink. Their numbers didn't go down. They went up. Had that show dropped off, none of them are getting paid. The problem is we got Gunter and I don't know the other bit characters. Who besides Gunter? Who else is there on that show?
It's been a minute.
What's the gal's name that was with Chandler all the time? Goofy voice.
Janice.
You got Janices and Gunters thinking they're Jennifer Aniston. Hey, you ain't. You're not going to get in that same level as this cast. So right now, the ensemble cast is none of the actual cast. You have Gunter and you have Janice and I don't know the other characters either. You had the old dude that was living above him. I can't remember his name. That's where we're at. We
like
don't
the guy
have
at Jesse's Verbo.
We maybe have a Tribbiani sister or two. Like we don't have. There are no stars in this cast right now. Tucker Kraft would be the closest thing to a Joey Tribbiani. Okay, and then you got Josh Jacobs. He'd be Ross. Tell me a wideout that makes that cast as we sit here right now. Jaden Reed would be the closest thing, and he's probably Gunter. Mm-hmm. And not Ladarius, covering Julio.
Down by the schoolyard. All right, we're way behind. We need to try and get caught up. I want to understand if there is a downside.
Facts over feelings right now is what this is.
Okay, but there's another component to this,
What is
and
it?
it involves the right tackle position.
Ooh. Something juicy?
We'll talk about that after Tausch tells us about Coors Light.
Coors Light brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and it is cold packaged, so it's made to chill in those mountains. On Coors Light's cold activated bottles and cans, they are blue. That's when you know it is chilled to perfection. That's why it is Coors Light in my hand when I need a moment to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company at Golden, Colorado.
More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Breaking news on ESPN Madison is presented by Metro Ford and Metro Kia of Madison. Find the Metro family of auto dealers online or see them in person on the east side of Madison today.
Home practice is about to begin. Your daughter's new tap shoes? Loud. Your son's new tuba? Louder. But you got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with $50 overdraft Greystone. So if you lose track of expenses buying some noise-canceling and sanity-saving headphones, we've got your back. You got this with $50 overdraft Greystone from Associated Bank. See AssociatedBank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
Hey, want to make your next meal a little less ordinary? Well, head to Quick Trip. Hey, we are so back serving up our legendary No Ordinary Chicken. Yeah, your dinner is hand-breaded, fried to perfection, ready to eat for tonight's dinner. Or you can buy it cold, sealed fresh for tomorrow's lunch. You know, we love to make life easier for you. This isn't just any chicken. It's Quick Trip's No Ordinary Chicken. Stop in your local Quick Trip today and taste the difference.
All day, every day. The Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Greg Scalzo here for Buck and Honey's. Congratulations to the perennial Best of Madison Award winner by the folks at Madison Magazine. Meet me at Buck and Honey's to celebrate Wisconsin hospitality. Whether you're enjoying the view on the Yahara River in Monona, exploring Wanakee, visiting the OG in Sun Prairie, or checking out the new location in Mount Horeb, you can enjoy the Buck and Honey's experience in a neighborhood near you. Serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week with brunch every Saturday and Sunday. I'll see you at Buck and Honey's.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. You can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Wild Rock Golf in the Wisconsin Dells, a must-play every golf season. Wild Rock Golf features championship golf in the heart of Wisconsin. Wild Rock, a Herdston Fry masterpiece that's cut from the natural beauty of the Wisconsin Dells and offers stunning views from elevated tee boxes. Wild Rock presents spectacular greens that roll fast and true. Wild Rock Golf in the Wisconsin Dells, a unique gem that offers a challenge to avid golfers of all abilities. Book your tee time today for this must-play at wildrockgolf.com, wildrockgolf.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Love is ablaze, I saw flames from the side of the stage, and the fire brigade comes in a couple of days. Until then we got nothing to say and nothing to know, but something to drink and maybe something to smoke. Let it go until our roads are changed, singing we found love in a local radio. I don't really know what I'm supposed to say, but I can just figure it out.
All right, so this is why I try not to make assumptions. Now, maybe this is nothing. Okay, I'm willing to acknowledge the possibility that this is nothing. But Adam Stenovich talking about the offensive line yesterday, which added tackle Anthony Belton in the second round and tackle John Williams in the seventh, both left tackles in college. Quoting now from Steno, "We're going to have a lot of competition at both tackle positions with trying to find out who our best five guys are.
Oh.
However it shakes out, left tackle, right tackle, obviously right guard, there's a lot of good competition. With the guys we've added, plus the guys getting older and getting more experience, it's going to be really interesting to see how this all shakes out." You can understand why I would make that my most interesting thing from Adam Stenovich in my story on Channel 3000.
That's a fun idea that you're doing. You're kind of cutting it back and just going most interesting rather than just blah, blah,
I did a
blah,
separate
blah, blah,
story
blah, blah.
on the drama. But yes,
Oh.
I tried this out. Again, it's, snackable pieces. Tausch, I'm on the radio with two of the all-time great right tackles in Packers history. We've got Forrest Gregg, and we got you two knuckleheads.
Thank you.
You and Brian Bulaga.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you think Zach Tom is star-spangled awesome, even though after tearing his pec last offseason, he was not as awesome as he might have been had he been healthy. What are we doing here?
Well, you want to light a fire. I think Zach Tom, especially in his, I guess it would have been his second season, the way he moves, how he sets his angle. There's a lot of things to really like about Zach Tom. He's a really good football player. Last year, he was inconsistent. And it's easy to say, well, he had Peck and he had all these things. And that is a fair excuse, but nobody cares. And I think what the Packers are doing, Zach Tom's going to be the starting right tackle, unless there's an injury. There is I think the push, and I just don't think we took a big enough look at what this group did in the pass protection part of the game last year. They were not good enough, and that has become abundantly clear by how the Packers have addressed their offseason. And Zach Tom had moments where he gave stuff up that he didn't in the past. So I think instead of crowning and saying, yeah, Zach Tom, again, he's going to be the right tackle. But I think there's this, especially with the young players, there is nothing is given. We drafted a guy. It sounds like maybe that's where they're going to put him to kind of start and get that competition going. Great. But it lets you know, hey, guys, what we did last year up front. Steno was that quote right there is crystal clear.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't good enough last year. And if you're not part of the solution, you're going to have
You're part of the problem.
We're going to look at replacing you. Now, is that going to be something that I actually think happens? No. I think the left tackle spot is wide open, and I'm guessing right guard. We'll see. Right tackle will be manned by Zach Tom, and I would guess Zach Tom is going to come in with a chip on his shoulder, understanding he wants to get a big, fat new deal. And maybe part of it is, too, hey, Zach, I know everybody has you crowned. We ain't crowning you yet. And I still think he gets a new deal, and I think he is going to win that spot, and I think he gets paid before the regular season. Yeah. But
would you take it to the bank?
Well, this quote obviously changes a little bit of what I think they're thinking, but no, I think this is strictly going to be a get your blank together, show us how you're going to be consistent, and then we're going to pay you and you're going to be our guy. That is what I believe. And not to say you're going to fend off guys from holding out or doing anything. That's not what I'm saying. But there is a game that gets played. And I think the Packers are saying, listen, man, you ain't there. You might have other folks crowning you. Till you get paid, you ain't crowned.
All right, I want to get further into this. We need to take a break. And look, I'm not taking it to the bank anymore either. I believe the hype from two great right tackles that Zach Tom was great. And I don't think Steno could have been any
in fairness,
clearer.
He gave stuff up. And especially, again, that last game of the season leaves a mark. When you give up, he gave up a sack, he gave up a couple of pressures. It was a sloppy game, and you can look at it from 100 different perspectives. That game put into Brian Gutekunst's head, this ain't going to be good enough to beat the big boys. We need to be better.
I do want to get into the importance of competition because I'm starting to wonder if this seemed like such a good idea for a while, and now it just feels like there are little brush fires that are springing up here. And I wonder how Zach Tom feels, and I wonder how Rasheed Walker feels, and all these other types of situations that are coming up here. I just wonder if there's more to be discussed here. We will discuss it after I tell you about Associated Bank. There's something to discuss there, too. They're great customer service, the best in the industry. They've got the awards to prove it. Early pay, up to 2 days early, getting your direct deposit, credit monitoring, fraud protection, more than 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs, and, of course, Packers, Brewers, and Badgers checking. Go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. You might think the 10 o'clock hour is over, but it's not. One more segment next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Tuesday on Joe and Q, NBA lottery fallout. Now that the board is set, who's trading up, who's trading back?
Plus, will the Cavs show up in Game 5? Can the Joker lead Denver to another road win in OKC?
Joe and Q, ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhoffel's Memorial Day mattress sale. Save up to $900 on select adjustable base sets, plus get up to $300 in Steinhoffel's cash only at Steinhoffel's. Hunter Wohler getting reps at different spots during Colts rookie minicamp. That change reminding him of his first days as a Badger. Wohler sharing his journey to embracing every battle, audio courtesy Indianapolis Colts.
By my freshman year in college, I was early on, like camp in the first couple weeks this season, I was lost. It was a wake-up call, but having the coaches I had, like it forced me to kind of grow my understanding of the game and my knowledge of defense and switching coordinators. Like you have to learn a whole new scheme. So I think that just kind of helped prepare me for this week.
Don't wait to upgrade your windows and doors, because right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
We see you out there, building a life you love, knowing that when inspiration strikes, nothing should get in your way. At Blaine's, we're here to help with everything you need to make it happen at prices that make it possible. Like assorted 5-gallon Midwest can fuel cans, $16.99. Save up to $300 on select Cub Cadet lawn tractors. Plus, as a family-owned business, we offer the Blaine's Best Price Promise, guaranteeing you'll always find the lowest price with us, or we'll match it. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
If you're considering solar energy, Sweet Metal Roofing and solar panels go hand in hand.
Solar panels install effortlessly over metal, and it enhances the efficiency of your solar energy.
Before you go solar,
Install a Sweeta Metal Roof.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Sweeta. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Sweeta Metal Roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Sweeta Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Big winners are wanted this May at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, so saddle up and ride on in for the biggest prizes in town. It's all fixing to start at high noon on Saturday, May 31st. 30 winners will each be selected to collect a $1,000 prize. And that same afternoon, 3 more of our most wanted will each wrangle a $10,000 cash prize. That's $60,000 paid out in one day. Get your share of the bounty this May at
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, a special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
This is our crew.
Ground ball is short. Ortiz gobbles it up, throws to first in time, and Nick Mears pulls the magic act.
You're listening to Madison's new home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball, 100.5 ESPN.
All right, we've got some audio from Chewy, from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning, and I had a good conversation with them once I actually appeared on the show after sleeping through
You know
my
what
segment.
I'm curious about, Jason?
What are you curious about, Mark?
What do you think? How do you think Matt LaFleur is viewing all this discontent? He hadn't had to really deal with a lot of this over the course of 6-7 years.
So I framed my story as that this is out of the ordinary.
I read it. You've had a good run here on Channel 3000 lately. Good stuff.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I like those little snackables.
You're
It's
a big
Maddie,
snacker.
It's a Maddie Hayes thing, a little snackable.
Like protein muffins. But I had some people push back and say, what do you mean they don't have to deal with drama? They had Favre, then they had Rodgers. This is different. That's one like Inferno.
Yeah. Yes.
And these are multiple brush fires.
Yeah, but I mean, Rodgers was a constant, like the eternal flame. The eternal flame.
That's a pretty good line right there.
That was more, but it's one of those things where you see little brush fires come up. You're like, oh, is that going to the eternal flame? You're like, oh yeah, the eternal flame's over there. Yep. Oh yeah. Well, we gotta
the burning bush. You just can't ever put it out.
We'll at some point figure that out. This, I would much rather it just be, okay, here's the deal. This is what we're dealing with. Then, oh blank. Who's unhappy? Oh blank. Oh, this room is a hot mess. Who's going to lead that room? Who's going to do it? There's a lot of little brush fires, as you put it.
And so I
good thing
feel,
we got rain coming, eh?
Mm-hmm, with the Canadian quarterback, eh? So I do think that Matt LaFleur has to be going, all right, I like having young players because I feel like they listen to me. And I like the youthful exuberance and all that good stuff. But this is a lot of stuff going on with a lot of guys. And you can look, I understand Packers fans want to poo-poo, the significance of this Jair thing or of this Romeo Dobbs thing.
So
or
can we agree that the easiest solution here is going to be Elton Jenkins?
Yeah. Throw him a little sweetener, a little sprinkler on his contract, and you're done.
Guarantee it. He's going to be coming in. He'll be happier in the Clam Center. Boom, boom, boom.
But the Reed thing, and this is why I want to get to what Chewy had to say at the top of the hour here, which is already passed technically, because this story about clarifying Jayden Reed's role, that is not coming from the Packers. They did not leak that.
They would not, no.
To Adam Schefter. That is coming from Drew Rosenhaus. So everyone now can look back on this and say, hey, they told us that they weren't happy. It was out there. So that's significant to me.
Yeah, I just think, and I have Jesse working on something. I think someone covered this whole Jayden Reed scenario really well as a former left tackle for the G&G that I think since Jesse loves imitating former offensive linemen, he covers this pretty well. It is like egos and things have to be dealt with, and that's why I think the open communication, figuring things out, and identifying roles and getting them, everyone understanding those roles, that is a key part of coaching. And getting them to buy into their role and not be satisfied is an incredibly difficult balance that coaches have to work through. So you have to understand who your players are and what makes them tick. Sometimes guys aren't up for it. And if they're not, they ain't the right guys.
What are the right guys? Our Gruber Law offices. One call, that's all. David and his team are the best in the business. Hopefully you never have to make that call, but if you do, here's the number. 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666. Gruber Law offices, one call. That's all. We'll kick off the 11 o'clock hour. So are you saying that Jesse's going to do an imitation, or he's having someone on as a guest?
No, he's going to do an imitation.
Because we also want to play that Chewy
audio.
Yeah,
we want to start with Chewy, and then I think to put a bow on how this all played out.
Tauscher here.
It's going to be somebody else, but yes, that will be Jesse's specialty. Yeah,
can't wait to hear it because I have no idea who that is.
Yeah.
The 11 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. Jim Rutledge here. What is a better buying experience? Well, that's the thing. You get to define it. It is the experience that is customized to you. What experience do you want at a car dealership? They can be your trusted friend or your trusted expert. So if you're in the market for a new or new-to-you Silverado, Colorado, Blazer, Trailblazer, remember, you're only minutes away from a better buying experience. And that's at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
This is Derek Engler. You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's premier roofing, siding, and window contractor since 2002. Visit them at ridgetopexteriors.com. Details of the 2025 Green Bay Packers regular season schedule slowly coming together. 2 games official at this time. Again, the official schedule release for the NFL takes place at 7 o'clock tomorrow night on ESPN2. The Green Bay Packers will for sure host the Philadelphia Eagles on ESPN's Monday Night Football on Monday, November 10th at Lambeau Field. Rematch of the wild card round game from last year in the playoffs, as well as last year's opener in Brazil. Eagles, Packers, November 10th, Monday Night Football at Lambeau Field. Another detail, the Green Bay Packers will visit the rival Chicago Bears on Saturday, December 20th, part of a doubleheader on Fox on that Saturday leading into the holidays. Packers-Bears at Soldier Field on a special Saturday. Eagles-Commanders, the other game, is part of that doubleheader. Again, stay tuned for more details as the schedule comes together. The official release, 7 o'clock tomorrow night on ESPN2.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. It begins with Mark Chmura and Jesse imitating one of the great left tackles in Packers history, Chad Clifton.
What are you pouting about back there, Jayden? I don't want to do that.
You come up with this idea in the middle of last segment.
That's a good idea.
I've never tried impersonating this person before.
It's your specialty.
It's not. You need practice
you give me
at this
grief
kind of stuff
all the time about it. Okay, we'll give you till the next week. We won't make you do it at the end. We'll give you another break to kind of piece it together. Because there's plenty of stuff off of what Chewy said on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning that I'd like to delve into.
Well, I'd like to hear from Chewy unless this is Jesse imitating him.
Mark Chmura here.
This receiver room is full of a bunch of babies. You had Dobbs last year. I'm not playing because I'm not getting enough targets. Well, turns out you were getting the most targets of everyone. Now Jaden Reed. Do you like me or do you like me like me? I mean, this is ridiculous. Why don't you take the bull by the horns and say, all right, you drafted the number one receiver. I'm going to show you I'm better than him, and I'm going to do it on the field instead of calling your agent and like, I want to trade. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I
love his accentuations and I want to trade. It's fun.
How was this Romeo Dobbs impersonation?
Better than your David Bakhtiari, I'm guessing.
Oh, spoiler alert. Yeah, I think Chewy, listen, man, I get it.
I'm not playing because I'm not getting enough targets. What?
But he got the most targets of anybody. That is always the balance and understanding who you have in your room. And talent is great, but it has to all work together. And you have to be willing to say, hey, this isn't my target, but I have to clear out this safety in order to get the underneath stuff open. You need selfless guys. You need secure players. You need people that are secure in their job. And young players aren't. Young players, and especially now where everybody is, oh, you're the best. Oh, Chucky, you get a medal. Oh, it is a different era. And football is different than the outside world. I used to always try to compare, oh, so-and-so to doing this to working at a grocery store. And you can't. I still will try, but it's not a fair comp. This is brutally tough. the margins to win and lose and jobs and no jobs are razors thin. And you have to, why teams preach team chemistry and bonding and they do these fun things to try and continue to foster that is because it's important. You need to know that the guy next to you has your back and that they're going to do their job so you can do your job. And when you don't have that and there is no trust, it's ugly. This isn't for everybody. Sports are hard. Sports are going to kick you in the face. You're not going to have, it's not going to be rainbows and sunshine the whole time. You're going to have cloudy days. And that's why they want to see, how do you bounce back when bad stuff happens? The guys that can do it, you want on your program. The guys that leave and won't even come out because they're mad about not getting targets, I said last year, I've never seen it happen. I've never seen it happen. And that's where you have to, you want to really dig in and see, okay, well, what? I don't even know. Maybe there's more to the story. I don't know if there is. But I know this. It is going to be really hard to trust someone that did that.
Yeah.
And now, that stuff spreads. Those little fires, if you don't snuff them out, they spread. And you can't have that in a locker room. So it's a new age, man. I get it. Players are different. Guys are treated differently. They're pampered a little bit more. It's just different. But the game of football is still the same. You need to know your role, and you need to execute it at the highest level, and that doesn't mean you stick to that role your whole life. But you understand what is needed, and if you aren't interested in doing that, I'm not interested in having you on my squad. Period. We're not dealing with a Justin Jefferson or nobody is elevated to that. And if you think you are, you're delusional. So I get it. I have no problem. You know, Eleanor always says, let me feel my feelings. Yep, feel them. Feel your feelings.
Good line. I like that.
No, it's great. But at some point, you got to go do it. Feel your feelings and then understand, all right, what am I going to do to get to where I want to be?
I'm not playing.
It's great. But that's what happened. And that room has issues. And by the way, I'm not the one saying it. You know who said it? Brian Gutekunst said it. I have a draft. Mark Murphy gets up there 23 years ago. That's the last time they had to do this. And they didn't do it because, oh my God, this Golden is the greatest talent we've ever had. Yeah, hopefully he's great. They did it because they knew last year that wasn't good enough. And what are we going to run it back and then you're basically telling these guys, yeah, no, you're good. You're awesome. The way you send messages in this league isn't by sending a note. Hey, Jaden, catch the ball more consistently next year. You do it by bringing in competition. And then you force people to elevate. And if they shrink, bye-bye. If they elevate, you say, that's why we wanted to see you respond. It's up to you to figure out if you want to do it. And I think Jaden Reed is a talent that will elevate. But this is not a good look to have this out. This didn't need to be leaked. I don't have any problem.
Yeah, that's the other part of this.
I don't get it. It doesn't help anybody.
How does this help him?
It doesn't. That's why I don't understand. Someone help me understand.
And it's not. I'm sorry. It's not the Packers putting this out there.
No, it is not.
So again, what's the impetus from Drew Rosenhaus's perspective?
Are you? I don't know. I can't get in Drew's head. Drew's got an idea.
Understand.
What I guess I'm confused by is we all thought Jaden Reed last year was going to emerge, and Jaden Reed, he wasn't. I don't want to make this out like he's got all. He wasn't.
Right.
He was fine.
He wasn't. Yeah.
He had drops. He didn't elevate like we thought, but he's not a bad wide receiver.
No.
But the part that bothers me is that last year he started off at some really nice games, and then he kind of got shut down. And I think
11 catches in the last 5 games. 11.
Yeah, that to me is what really bothers me because I remember distinctly, I don't know if he had a game with 0 catches or 1, but it was real limited. And all week it was it's our Matt LaFleur. We need to do a better job of finding him opportunities.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And the coaches said that, and nothing happened. Let me tell you something. That doesn't happen to great football players. They find ways to get the ball. That doesn't mean they're going to have 10 catches for 160, but it doesn't mean you're going to average. You're going to have 11 catches over 5 weeks when the money is on the table. That's when you need to elevate, and that's why this is the harsh reality of professional football. That's why Matthew Golden was drafted. Nobody elevated.
So here's the thing now. So we've got Zach Tom now competing. We've got Rasheed Walker competing. We've got Jayden Reed unhappy. We've got Romeo Doubs possibly unhappy. Is there any sort of flaw in this roster building approach? Because when you played, and I'm not making it sound like, oh, back when I played and I had to walk uphill to practice both ways, barefoot in the snow. But is there something to there being a pecking order? Is there something to Davante Adams is our guy?
But
and before
but they've proven it, Jason. It's not
right,
about...
and that's what I'm saying is that if you draft all these guys in like a 3-year window and you just sort of throw raw meat into the pit and let them fight over it, it doesn't feel like it has led to people rising. Like the fact that you don't know now if Zach Tom...
No. I know. Zach Tom...
yeah. But they're not.
So
they're
they.
acting like they don't know.
So do they.
All I'm curious about is, you saw, and it's not as if guys couldn't move up in their station, right? Devontae moved past Jordy. Jordy moved past Greg. Greg moved past Driver. I just don't know if maybe what we thought was this great idea of having them all mature together is actually not as great of an idea because of the way players are in today's game versus when you were playing, where you would have taken it as a challenge. You would not have had your agents.
There's still guys. There are still guys that want to take that challenge on. Now you just have guys. There were moments, and I assure you, when I played, guys before me, they had these same thoughts, but they didn't have the avenue to tweet or insiders or it was. I'm talking to my buddy like, this is BS that they drafted so and so, or this is. Can you believe? So,
sure, I agree.
So it's
not,
just,
hey, I need my agent to clarify
Jason,
my role.
It's amplified more. You had those conversations.
Agents did?
Guys still talk. They're upset. They feel their feelings, but they don't amplify them out to the world. It's just different. Now you get this. You get access to this. Players have always thought this is BS that they're doing that, but there's nothing you can do but bow up and go do something about it.
Correct.
And that's what I hope the challenge is for these guys. And Zach Tom looks at it like this. I will be shocked if Zach Tom is not your starting right tackle when the Packers go play in Pittsburgh potentially on Monday or Sunday Night Football. I'll be shocked. Doesn't mean I'll be 100% right, but I will be as close to a homering this as anyone could be.
I'm not playing.
That receiver room needs a lot of work. You know who would have been great to bring in?
Davante Adams.
Thank you.
He might have even become an endorser and a brand ambassador for American Family Insurance that he returned back home.
Indeed, American Family Insurance is a proud sponsor of Wilde and Tausch, and for almost 100 years they've been committed to making life better with the right home and auto protection, all so that you're free to enjoy your dreams. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com.
We'll have to wait for Jesse's imitation of Ross Verba or John Michaels and instead play trivia. Jesse, what's today's category and what caller would you like? Michael is very excited, I'm sure, in the YouTube comments for trivia time.
You know what? Michael will get over it, and he'll have fun doing something
I'm
else.
not playing.
Yeah, Michael. You know what Michael's saying right now?
I'm not playing.
That's what you sound
What
like.
if Michael would jump in and be the trivia contestant today?
He won't.
In like an upset upon upset. There's a potential, a great. I'm not to poo-poo any of the other great partners we've had with trivia over the years. This is the greatest.
The GOAT.
The Vortex prize
You're
pack.
getting
Absolutely.
a blanking rangefinder.
And a swag bag.
And a swag bag?
Yeah. Which might contain binos.
Michael, jump on in.
The water's warm.
Get on in here.
Caller 11 right now for trivia, 844-770-3776.
By the way, it is the NBA playoffs is today's trivia category.
Why is it not Badger Trivia Tuesday?
Not a lot of Badger stuff going on right now. Bucky he worked a lot this weekend, and he's getting your UW Credit Union debit cards.
Rascal.
He needs a day off.
770-3776. Jayden Reed, number 11. Caller 11, 844-770-3776. We shall play next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Oh my gosh, Allie, did you look at Janet's roof? Ugh, it's like so flat. It looks like one of those roofing contractor commercials.
Who even understands those roofing guys anyways?
I like flat roofs and I cannot lie. You other contractors can't deny. TPO way up high. I'm hooked and I can't stop staring.
If you want a roof that's worth staring at, Avondale Roofing is where you go. Your roofing experts for over 30 years. AvondaleRoofing.com.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison. Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owned. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Ride the revolution. Cycle Nation is coming back to Madison. Join the American Stroke Association and the American Heart Association at the Sylvie on Wednesday, May 21st as we pedal for a purpose. Teams can join the movement as we raise funds and heartbeats to end strokes and save lives. It's all happening on Wednesday, May 21st at the Sylvie. Jim, Matt, and Molly will be there, and we hope you'll sign up too. Visit cyclenation.org/Madison and register today. Locally sponsored by Carbon World Health and ESPN Madison.
People travel the world to collect Hard Rock shirts, and Hard Rock Casino Rockford is going to give the people what they want. Get in on the action at Hard Rock Casino Rockford, where all new Unity card signups receive an official Hard Rock shirt, plus free play to kickstart a winning streak. Whether you're spinning the slots or playing the tables, you'll be dressed for success. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's Hard Rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits. Only one way to do cocktail night right, and that's with Door County Distillery. Hey, it's Alex Strofe. For 4 years now, I've been telling you the only way I do cocktail night right at the Strofe household, and that is with my friends at Door County Distillery. Whether it's a bourbon on the rocks, an old-fashioned made with their cherry brandy infused with Door County cherries, or something like a rum punch with the weather getting warm, it's always Door County Distillery. Find it wherever local spirits are sold or visit doorcountydistillery.com.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Trivia before we welcome in our contestant and hear from Big Voice Guy telling us about Vortex Golf. The pressing question. Sources close to the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios inform me that you have questions.
Who does?
You. Like the literal trivia questions.
No, I have them in front of me, yeah.
What level of participation would you like to have today?
I'll do 2 out of 3. Because tomorrow I'm off. You have Wisconsin geography trivia.
For the record, you're not off the show.
No.
You're taking trivia
Wednesday,
off
I don't do
tomorrow.
Trivia.
Yeah.
Up North Joe doing it, or is Up North Jesse doing it?
I think Up North Joe will do it this week, but we'll see.
All right. Well, it is time with Tausch participating for trivia.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Vortex Golf. Rangefinders you can bet on.
Let us welcome in our contestant who will get the distinct pleasure.
I don't think we understand how great of a package this is. Like, this is a big boy package that Jim is going to have a chance to win. Like, there's a little pressure.
I think we do
well,
understand.
I just want to make sure I understand.
For those of us
it's
that
awesome.
have been directing the trivia portion of the program for quite a while, we appreciate how big this package is.
It's huge.
It's
a
nice of
monster.
you to be. You know what's even bigger is not only do we have the Vortex Golf package, but you're going to ask 2 of the 3 questions, which makes it an even bigger deal.
All right.
For
estimated retail value in the triple digits for this prize pack.
Dang.
Let's welcome in our contestant who would love nothing more than to win this coming on Friday when we do the drawing. It is Jim on the south side. Jim, good morning, buddy. How are you?
Good morning, guys, and I'm going to keep calling until I win that darn package.
Well, let's go.
Tausch is here to help you win your package. He's got question 1.
All right, Jim. Which teams played in the NBA Finals last season? Is it the Heat versus the Nuggies? The Celtics versus the Mavies? Or I can't remember what I had for breakfast?
Protein muffins.
Well, I'm going to say 1 because Jesse usually puts a lobber in there.
He usually does, but this is big boy trivia today, Jimmy, and you are wrong. The Celtics and the Mavies in the championship last year. Luka Doncic.
I'm watching hockey now. I'm not into basketball.
What a deal the other night. Was that Winnipeg? Or who was the team that scored
What
with
a deal with those teams I don't remember.
No, with 0.4 seconds left.
That was the Oilers, I think.
Vegas. It was Vegas won
beat
that
the
game.
Oilers. Yeah. What? I mean,
the Vegies.
Drama personified in that one.
Yeah, well, they choked it back yesterday.
Hockey's tough.
Jim, I got bad news for you. Because if you've been watching the NHL playoffs, the category is NBA playoffs.
Yeah,
so good luck to you, sir.
I know that.
Should have called on Thursday, Jim.
Why? You're not doing
I
NHL
got 1
playoffs.
entry, right?
Yeah, you're going to get 1 entry.
Watch me.
All it takes is
NHL
one.
trivia
You aren't
Thursday.
doing NHL trivia.
NHL trivia
No.
Thursday this week. Yep.
Jimmy, we're going to get 2 out of 3 here. Let's go. Focus in here. Let's get a couple. I want
right,
you
Jim.
taking this prize pack home.
All right, Jim. Question 2 in NBA playoff trivia is this. Which second-round playoff series is the only one in which the lesser seed does not currently lead the series? So which of the worst seeds does not currently lead its series? Is it Warriors Timberwolves, Celtics Knicks, or Thunder Nuggets? Which series does not have the worst seed leading the series?
I'm going Thunder Nuggies.
Oh, boy. You got it!
Yes, sir!
What is that one at?
Deuces B. It's at Deuces B.
It is tied 2-2.
Yeah, it's Deuces B.
Turns out the Timberwolves are actually the better seed with the Warriors, so we're okay there. But ended up being okay, so we're good.
I saw that and was like, wait a minute.
Not a
Up
problem.
North Joe!
Not a problem.
Up North Joe!
Let's go to the pen.
Tyler!
Let's go to the pen.
No
Somebody.
issues. We got no issues.
No, we have
are
issues.
Good. No, we are fine. He got it right as planned. No issues.
How does this consistently happen to you?
Well, I got up early. Well, actually, I
You
fell
didn't
asleep.
get up early.
No, I fell asleep early. I took a Benadryl because the allergies are bad, so I fell asleep at like 8 o'clock last night on the couch. Woke up at 4:30 this morning on 8.5 hours sleep, which is a lot more sleep than I normally get. Like, well, I'm up.
So, just for the record, you're not going to hold yourself accountable. You're holding Benadryl accountable.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yep.
All right,
Holy
Jim.
smokes.
Which player
Big
led
allergy.
all scorers with 31 points in last night's Game 4 between the Minnesota Timberwolves and Golden State? Is it Anthony Edwards, Julius Randle, or Jonathan Kuminga?
Good luck.
I couldn't have any kind of a guess, but I'll take number 2.
Yes, sir.
You got to be kidding me.
Atta babe, Jimmy.
Not only that, I don't even know if
Nobody's
he knew
more
what
shocked
teams
than
you
me.
mentioned for the second option. Or player you mentioned.
I would have guessed Anthony Edwards. He had a monster game last night, but Julius also with a big
31. Yeah.
Well, Jim, the rare got the first one wrong, got the last two right. Does not happen very often around here. But it happened with you. That means you got 2 correct. That means you got 3 of the possible 4 entries to win this big boy Vortex Golf rangefinder and swag bag that Tausch cannot wait to say more about
super
as he
excited
leans
for
into the
whoever-
microphone.
I am super excited for whoever wins this. Like, this is a big boy prize.
And who won it last week?
I don't know.
Not me.
I forgot.
One of the Steves.
Yeah,
I think there were a bunch of
we had a
Steves.
Steve
Areno.
yeah.
All right.
I was more focused on Kevin and Sheboygan texting and saying Thunder Nuggies sounds like an awesome combo on a Wings Place
does.
menu.
It does sound like a good. That's a really good
Jim,
point.
thanks for playing. We appreciate your loyalty to the show, buddy. Enjoy the NHL playoffs.
I love you guys.
That is
Love
Wilde
you
and
guys.
We
Tausch
love
trivia.
Jim. Hey, we love Jim too.
We do, and we love it when people get a bunch of questions right.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Who would we rather not see win an NBA championship? The T-Wolves, because let's just be honest, we don't want Minnesotans to do great when it comes to sports.
I don't mind the Timberwolves.
I don't have any
one
problem
bit.
with the Minnesotans.
I kind of like them actually.
Or the Timberwolves. Yeah.
So you don't care if the Vikings win a championship?
No, very different.
Well, is it?
The Timberwolves and the Bucks aren't even in the same conference.
So you're saying Pacers, no way. Timberwolves go all the way.
I would love to see.
I would be rooting against the Pacers personally.
I would love to
Okay.
see the Timberwolves beat the Pacers in the final, so I win some money from the Hard Rock Casino Rockford.
There's that.
That is looking better and better as we sit here.
Isn't it?
Isn't it?
Let's go Knicks.
Isn't it? But you know what's I can vividly remember the Twins teams winning a championship.
Yeah, which
I
was
like
fun.
the Twins too.
I know.
87 and 91.
It's just the Vikings and the Gophers we don't like.
Gary
exactly.
Gaetti, Gagne,
Oh,
Lombardozzi, Dan
your
the man,
state, your
Dan
teams,
the man
your
Gladden,
ESPN.
Kirby.
It is not
Herbeck?
ESPN Minnesota. It is ESPN Wisconsin, the brand new.
Who was the catcher on that team? Who caught for the Twins back in that era?
Tom Brunansky,
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Dan
Burt
Gladden.
Dan-
I'm not doing this.
Chris Berman's best nickname by far. Bert be home by 11. Be home by 11. By 11.
You
by
messed
11.
it up.
No, I emphasized the by 11. By 11.
Are you done?
That was a fun team, man. Those teams were fun. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Brian Harper, the catcher, it looks like.
In 91.
No, there was a bigger dude. I don't remember who it was, but it wasn't him. Brian Harper.
That's per Baseball Reference.
Played a crucial role in the Twins championship season, winning the World Series in 1991.
In 1987, the catcher was Tim Laudner. That's who you're thinking of.
Maybe. I thought it was a heavier
Hey, would you shut up?
Don't be so
It is
rude.
11:40.
Hey, you brought up the Twins, not me.
No, Jesse did.
You did.
I think I did because I love it.
You did.
Listen,
You're
man,
right.
there is nothing I like more than naming old 80s and 90s baseball. I just love it.
The only thing Tausch likes more is the brand new ESPN Wisconsin app. A customizable homepage, easier and quicker live listing, your shows at the touch of a fingertip. The ESPN Wisconsin app is available in the app and Android and Apple stores. Your state, your teams, your ESPN, not ESPN Minnesota, ESPN Wisconsin. Get the app today. Whoa, Nelly is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss talking about our friends at Road America, America's National Park of Speed. Get out of your house this summer and go to Road America, located conveniently between Green Bay and Milwaukee and Elkhart Lake. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road circuit that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. Spring Vintage Weekend with the SVRA is up next on May 16th through the 18th. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Your Pella experience starts with a free in-home consultation.
It was a really comfortable kitchen table chat. We knew Pella was going to get it right the first time, and they designed a project with us. They didn't just replace our windows and doors.
There are so many options that are available, so it was nice to have someone narrow those down, and they made sure that the design was what we wanted.
Don't wait. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 5/31/2025.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
If you're a motorist of the four-wheel variety, please watch out for those of us in Wisconsin who do their traveling on 2 wheels. Adjust your mirrors to reduce your blind spots. Allow motorcyclists a full lane width. Use your turn signal when merging or changing lanes. And allow more following distance between you and the motorcycle. Motorists and motorcyclists can work together to achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roads. 0 in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Learn more at zeroinwisconsin.gov. Wisconsin DOT.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Get ready for the Good Karma Brands John Moser Children's Radiothon Golf Outing on Friday, May 30th at Old Hickory Golf Club in Beaver Dam. Registration's at 11 a.m. while 12 p.m. marks the shotgun start. It's only $350 for a foursome with 2 carts and a lunch for 4. The registration deadline is May 16th. A form and more details are available at dailydodge.com. All funds raised through the day will benefit the 2025 Good Karma Brands John Moser Children's Radiothon.
We're on the Packers.
You still want to see that steady play, that steady improvement, and you didn't get it from Jordan Love?
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
That just makes the stakes that much higher this season.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
I say, hey, I'll be gone today, but I'll be back from around the way. It seems like everywhere I go, the more I see, the less I know. But I know.
Time now
that I love you.
for Ronelli.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde and Tausch.
I think I want the Timberwolves to win it.
Yeah? You're a fan of the Timberwolves?
I want the Timberwolves to win the NBA title. I think that's the best story.
I think I've decided I want the Knicks from the East, although the Pacers would win me money, but I don't like the Pacers.
Yeah.
And then I want the Knicks to play either the Timberwolves or the Nuggets. That's what I would like to see in the
I want Boston
finals.
to come back and win it for Tatum. That's what I'd like to see.
This one's for Jace.
Son.
No, I do not want Boston.
No, Denver.
Whoa, Nelly!
The correct answer is Denver. We need Denver to come back and win it.
We don't need anything.
Nikola Jokic. He's worn out, man.
Yeah.
Worn him out.
Yeah.
All right, so this is going to be bad.
Oh, dear.
But by request, Tausch,
You want to name old Padres catchers? Benito Santiago. He had a real colorful glove.
Sandy Alomar Jr.
Is that what you want to do?
Greg Zahn. Paul Bacco. You want me to read David Bakhtiari's tweet about the Jaden Reed situation.
Yep.
As David Bakhtiari, who
Correct.
I've never impersonated, and I don't think is a voice that's like easily impersonatable like Morgan Freeman.
He's got like a subtle like quietness to his voice.
So, okay, here goes nothing. This is what David Bakhtiari tweeted about the Jaden Reed situation. I'm going to put it on YouTube and wherever you're watching us so you can follow along. And it's too long, so I had to make it a video, so this could also go poorly. Here we go.
What?
Yeah. All right. My interpretation from this: players disgruntled based off draft and previous season's number of targets, rightfully so. Oh, no, it went too fast.
Oh, my God.
Player is disgruntled based off the draft and the previous number of targets. 11's a stud. But I can't read it fast enough.
Oh, my God.
It scrolls too fast. We're paid off performance, hard to negotiate when you don't have the numbers to compare. Flashy agent wants to retain and continue earning players' business and respect. Says he'll talk to the GM and reassure. At this time, all it is brownie points. Forces a call with Goody. Goody says whatever agent the player wants to hear. Happy player equals good for business. Agent reports back to the player. He, quote, stuck his neck out for him. Technically he did. Player's happy. For now. Agent texts reporter with large following and relationship to push this narrative to reinforce the narrative to the player. Uses this for recruiting down the road as an agent that goes above and beyond. Means nothing at the end of the day. End scene. Director emoji.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment of what we just saw.
It's pretty good, actually.
It's exactly what probably just transpired. So, again, the Jaden Reed stuff, I think it leaves a little bit of a blah. Like what Chewy said, I think there's a lot of fans that feel that way.
I'm not playing.
None of it will matter by the time you get to opening day. Look, just go play ball. Be the guy that we all know you can be. And all of this will just be fodder, fodder, fodder.
I'm not playing.
That's really good.
That didn't sound anything like David Bakhtiari.
No, it sounded like you.
Like me?
You guys,
No,
he
like
doesn't.
Jesse.
He doesn't have like this notable voice that you talk about. Wow, that's David Bakhtiari.
Somebody call Frank. Ask him if he could do a David Bakhtiari impression.
Here's what David Bakhtiari sounds like from a clip on this show that I was using as reference to try and get my impersonation
that's professional
ready.
of you to
well
try
done.
and use that.
Well, so I'm gonna break it down further. Quarterback, it's tough. All of our eyes are tainted. All the men in this conversation currently, because you've seen a generational guy attack the position.
Attack.
Like
the position.
There's nothing notable about that. He's a little enunciated.
You're right.
He enunciates. That's what you need.
He
to,
just
I'm
sounds
gonna
like
break it down
he's a
for
good
you.
speaker, is what I would
Yeah.
say.
So
Eloquent
you could have done that. You decided not to.
You know what I should have said?
What's that?
Your view on
I'm
how
not
to value-
playing.
Yeah, that would have been good.
Whoa, Nelly!
I don't think we have time for anything else. I wanted to tell you this story about going to get ice cream last night, but we'll save that for tomorrow.
Oh, do we have enough time coming back to close the show with it?
No, it's 52
Doubtful.
already.
It's 50.
It's interesting. Well, I don't know what clock you're looking at. I'm looking at the official clock of Wilde and Tausch. It's 52 and 8 seconds. So you whatever you want to say. I will
Jesse,
say,
what time is it?
I got 11:51.
and now it just clicked.
It just clicked to 11:51 on my
No, it just
phone.
clicked to 11:52 on mine. So
But you just said it was 11:52 before.
UW Credit Union member Mark Tausch here, and for every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years, they're going to help you reach your financial goals. And people ask me, OT, why did you join UW Credit Union? Is it to keep your banking local? Yep. Is it the member first service? Abso-blank-and-lutely. Great perks like early payday? Yep. But honestly, you saw Bucky everywhere this weekend. It's Bucky. Can't say no to that face. And if you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom will make you do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member today. Get that Bucky card like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions to apply.
We'll wrap things up by checking on the poll question that began the show. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the Bucks
This is the greatest player this franchise has had since Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
because we're on Wisconsin sports.
And now they might be in a position where they're forced to deal him away.
Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN.
Locally produced, handcrafted, award-winning spirits. Only one way to do cocktail night right, and that's with Door County Distillery. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. For 4 years now, I've been telling you the only way I do cocktail night right at the Stroh household, and that is with my friends at Door County Distillery. Whether it's a bourbon on the rocks, an old-fashioned made with their cherry brandy infused with Door County cherries, or something like a rum punch with the weather getting warm, it's always Door County Distillery. Find it wherever local spirits are sold or visit doorcountydistillery.com.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's premier roofing, siding, and window contractor since 2002. Visit them at ridgetopexteriors.com. Hunter Wohler getting reps at different spots during Colts rookie minicamp. That change reminding him of his first days as a Badger. Wohler sharing his journey to embracing every battle, audio courtesy Indianapolis Colts.
But my freshman year in college, I was early on, like camp in the first couple weeks this season, I was lost. It was a wake-up call, but having the coaches I had, like it forced me to kind of grow my understanding of the game and my knowledge of defense and switching coordinators. Like you have to learn a whole new scheme. So I think that just kind of helped prepare me for this week and for the weeks to come.
Don't wait to upgrade your windows and doors, because right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com, because your next Mercedes Sprinter van is waiting for you.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited is the proven exteriors professionals for 31 years. Family owned and locally operated right here in Wisconsin. National and local awards proving Siding Unlimited will deliver peace of mind. Looking for inspiration to replace your windows, roofing, siding, and doors? Stop by our amazing showroom at 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. And definitely check out sidingunlimited.com. We are Siding Unlimited.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
This is our crew.
You'll one. Daz, a liner into right center field. Down for a base hit. How about the legacy coming through?
Listen to every Brewers game this season on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home for Milwaukee Brewers baseball.
Here's the update on the poll question. We'll have to hear about Jesse's foray into ice cream later on or sometime tomorrow. The poll question was this: which of these packages would you rather have if you're the Milwaukee Bucks? Giannis for 2+ more years, or Cooper Flag plus assets? Right now, Cooper Flag plus assets, 51.4%. Giannis for 2+ more years, 48.6%.
Would you say that's a pretty good poll?
Pretty tight.
Jason, what do you think?
Well, yeah, I just want you to admit that you'd rather have Cooper Flag and some stuff to build for the future.
I am never willingly trading.
It would appear that 51.4% of you would support you.
You're annoying.
Do you think good polls help us establish nothing? Because like every time you say it's 50-50, you're like, oh, it's a good poll, but like that doesn't really tell us anything.
It's true, actually. It tells us that the fan base is split, and Tausch is chicken, like the Quick Trip chicken, to just say, I'd rather have Cooper Flag and rebuild.
Chicken.
Gotta go. That's it for us. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch? Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial.